हाय गाइस। मानता हूँ हम लोग थोड़े लेट हो गए। क्या करूँ मैं, थोड़ी गलती हो जाती है। अच्छा, ये मानता हूँ स्कप्ट तो रहती है स्ट्रीम थोड़ी, सॉरी। मेरा माइक चल रहा था। हाँ तो गाइस, वेलकम। हमारा C4 एक नया सीरीज है। आज एपिसोड 1 है एंड एपिसोड 1 में हमारे गेस्ट हैं विक्रांत हैकर पुजारी। Many people,
Hello.
many, hello, hello Vikrant. And the thing is, many people आर गेट टू नो। मेरी ये जो मिशन है इस सीजन की, वो है कि हम दिखाएं कि इंडिया में भी कोचेस हैं एंड केपेबल कोचेस हैं। बिकॉज हमेशा चैट में तुम लोग बोलते हो, सब कोई बोलते रहते हैं कि भाई अच्छा उसको ले लेते हैं, अच्छा वो वाला कोच ले आओ, ये वो ले आओ, बट कोई इनकी तरफ ध्यान नहीं देता है। तो इट्स अबाउट टाइम दैट वी सॉर्ट ऑफ हैव द टॉक कि भाई देखो, हम लोग भी हैं यहाँ पे एंड वी आर इक्वली केपेबल। एंड फॉर एन एग्जाम्पल मैं तुमको ये बताना चाहूंगा गाइस कि मैंने अभी अभी एक स्टैट दिखाया था अपने ट्विटर पे कि इस बार के फुटबॉल वर्ल्ड कप में जो टॉप 8 टीम्स है उसमें से एक भी टीम के कोच फॉरेन कोच नहीं है। एवरी टीम हैज एन इंडिजिनस कोच, उनके लोकल रीजनल जो कोचेस हैं। इंडियन कोच स्पॉटेड गेट इट, ऐसा ही होता है। तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हम फ्लोर थोड़ा विक्रांत भाई को देंगे सो दैट ही जस्ट टेल्स यू हु इज, बिकॉज आई एम श्योर अ लॉट ऑफ यू डोंट इवन नो हाउ हाउ हिज जर्नी एंड एवरीथिंग हैज बीन। तो हम थोड़ा सा कोशिश करते हैं। रोहन स्टोर अभी मेंटेनेंस में है, बाद में मैं कर दूंगा। हाँ विक्रांत भाई।
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Vikrant. You also know me as Hacker. I am the bald crazy guy who is always flaming simmer. But apart from that, I have been an esports athlete for over 10 years now, 12 to be very precise. And I've used to play like CS:GO, Dota 2, CS 1.6, and more importantly, I have been a coach in CS:GO, and then I've transitioned myself as a coach, and I was also the manager for Enigma and Team EXO. So that is what I have. And more importantly, in CSGO, I used to coach this team called Dare to Dream, which had Hellranger, Antidote, Amaterasu, Blackhawk, and Shabby. Shabby doesn't play Valorant anymore, but apart from that, you know the other four. You know, they are very prominent figures in Indian Valorant. And I was one of their coaches, like the first and probably the last coach that they had. Apart from that, in Valorant, I coached Enigma for like 3 months. We had like great results. We ended up beating GE that time, like 3-0 in some tournament. I don't remember. But apart from that, we had a good run in Enigma. And then we moved to EXO. I think EXO we are called the kings of split. More like we lost only to like 3 or 4 times is what we lost. And apart from that, what is it there to say? Yeah, we were the king of chokes. 11-4 up होके game हारना, 12-3 up होके game हारना. That was what EXO was, you know, s- known to do. And more importantly, lastly, I've been coaching ROG Academy since April and has been a hell of a ride. And this is like the second team that I'm coaching. We have had great results, and I'm hoping that next season I we get to play in challengers.
यस गाइस, इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग टू नोट। ठीक है, 12 years एक्सपीरियंस ये वो सब कुछ, बट 30G वाला नो बडी कैन फॉरगेट एनिग्मा's आइस बॉक्स। ओके, सो
Yeah.
that was one of the strongholds, like Vikrant bhai said about exo split. Similarly, enigma's icebox was one of the first strongholds outside of the big two. जैसे VLT और GE को छोड़ के किसी का अगर कोई मैप था तो वो एनिग्मा का आइस बॉक्स एक टाइम पे बनने लगा था।
Yeah.
सो देखो, आई एम श्योर किसी को नहीं मालूम होगा कि 12 साल का एक्सपीरियंस था। किसी को नहीं मालूम होगा कि ही कोच डेयर टू ड्रीम। बाय द वे, डेयर टू ड्रीम was the breeding ground for a lot of great players that you see now.
Also, 2017 where Dare to Dream was the second best team in India.
Yes. And उस समय
And
एंटी
first,
ज्वाइन डेयर टू ड्रीम।
yeah.
when एंटी ज्वाइन डेयर टू ड्रीम, मैंने एंटी को खुद बोला था कि आई लव द वे यू गाइज प्ले। उस समय मैं एक मीडियोकर सा प्लेयर था CSGO में।
Oh,
SRA और वो सब जी आउटफिट्स वो सब टीम्स में खेलता था मैं। बट
oh,
द थिंग इज, Hellranger was my favorite IGL, and I also did not know कि Hacker was coaching Dare to Dream. So, and that was literally my favorite team because you had such insane players उसमें, and it's not a surprise कि आज जो इस सीन में हमारे ये सब हैं, जो भी प्लेयर्स हैं इतने अच्छे अच्छे, उसमें से लाइक द टॉप एक्लॉन्स में जो हैं वो Dare to Dream के लाइनअप में से हैं. बट कमिंग टू वैलोरेंट, मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ विक्रांत भाई कि हाउ डिड यू एंटर वैलोरेंट, बिकॉज CSGO से तो वैलोरेंट बहुत जन ने तुरंत जंप किया था, बट बहुत जन थे जो थोड़ा रुक के.
Okay, so I'll tell you a very funny incident, ठीक है?
हाँ
2017 में when we lost, in I think it was the China, कौन सा Extremes Land, जो चाइना का क्वालिफायर, चाइना जाने के लिए जो
हाँ
क्वालिफायर रहता है, वी लॉस्ट इन एक्सट्रीम लैंड्स फाइनल, एंड दैट इज व्हेन आई स्टेप डाउन फ्रॉम कोच. तो उसके बाद आई वाज नॉट इन द सीन एट ऑल फ्रॉम 2017 to 2021. So in 2021, I had just stepped down from Dream 11 because I wanted to take a break. I was getting exhausted. And I just went and met Munna one day randomly. Munna as in Batman, if
या
you guys don't know. So I met him and he was with Hikka and they had just moved to their new boot camp. It was me, Blackhawk, and them. So Munna said that we are looking for a manager. Will you be interested? And I was playing
हाँ
casually Valorant. I was not playing as a pro, or I was not having any dreams of becoming a pro. But I was enjoying Valorant because it was something, combination of Dota 2 and CS:GO. And since I come from a background where I have played both the games, so I was very, enticed by this idea. So what happened is Munna said that if you are interested to become our manager, I'll vouch for you. Do you want to join in? So I said yes, absolutely. So I emailed Aryaman a couple of weeks back. I got a response, and then I had an interview and everything, and then I joined Enigma. And then I joined them and I started coaching them. I remember that when I was coaching them, I was in lockdown because my parents contracted COVID, and I was, isolating myself in, some other flat that I own. So I was coaching them from there, and then from there, when we beat G, I was at the boot camp when that happened. Was an amazing experience. But to be very honest, that was not something that I would take credit at all, because it was all players' hard work, not mine. Then we started working, and then whatever accomplishments we had, I can say that yes, it was my hand. But that day they played phenomenally. Later on in this conversation, I'll share you all the funny anecdotes that happened during that match. So keep an eye for that. But apart from that, that is how I joined GE. And then sorry, Enigma, not GE, Enigma, EG. So I was having a ball of a time coaching them. We had to switch one player because Roful had to leave abruptly. We got in Easy, who is now currently playing in middle. But yeah, we had a ball of a time, but I think there were like a lot of differences, and I thought that it is time for me to move out of this organization and look for a better opportunity. That is when I was presented an opportunity from EXO, and I think the EXO was like the star-studded lineup that Indian Valorant can have. Though there was a lot of negativity attached to it, but I thought that this would be a great stepping stone for me. And then I moved to EXO, and then we had our ups and downs, but was an amazing journey. All in all, was a great time for me. That would be all, because EXO's journey was like incredible. Like, I knew whenever we were playing a tournament, we knew that we are going to be in the finals. That is the level of confidence that we had.
ट्रू. तो विक्रांत भाई, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, मैंने अभी जो जितना भी सुना, व्हाट आई वांटेड टू
Hmm.
आस्क इज दैट मेनी पीपल वंडर कि एक आईजीएल ही कोच में ट्रांसफॉर्म होता है या एन एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर समवन. सो
Hmm.
वर यू एन आईजीएल, और क्या था रोल CSGO में, एंड हाउ डिड यू ट्रांजिशन इनटू बिकमिंग अ कोच?
Okay, so to be honest, the first part of the answer is no. ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि the player who is an IGL inside the game has to transition himself into a coach. ऐसा necessary नहीं है. If you're interested enough in learning the game, understanding the game, timings जो होती है rotation की, like in terms of CS:GO जो rotation timings होती थी या जो भी है, if you would thoroughly understand that in depth, then obviously later, when you are not able to frag better in CS:GO, you can transition yourself into a coach. That is like an option that you guys have. It is not necessary कि आपको IGL ही रहना है. For my instance, now coming to my instance, actually I was the IGL, and I was the one who used to create a lot of tactics even when I was playing with the other players that I used to play with. So Anuj and I had this history, like we used to play in the same cafe, so he knew that I have a creative mind. That is why he approached me, to for the coaching role also in back in 2017, because he thought that I would be a good fit for them, and we had crazy accomplishments. I mean, we were like the second best. We could have been the best, but obviously, if you don't fail, then how is it that you will learn, right?
Yeah,
So, all in all, I don't think so that you need to be an IGL to become a coach. I think if you learn the game very well, you understand the fundamentals and the basics, you can transition yourself into a coach.
that's true. That's true. तो विक्रांत भाई, कमिंग टू एनिग्मा, राइट? वैलोरेंट का
Hmm.
जो पहला कोचिंग गिग था आपका,
Hmm. Hmm.
एनिग्मा रैन इनटू अ लॉट ऑफ ट्रबल्स कोविड में, क्योंकि जो
Yeah.
पहला लाइनअप था दैट स्टार्टेड बीटिंग जी, ये सब, फिर अचानक से कोविड के वजह से बस्टर हैड टू लीव
So
एंड
the thing is, wo lineup. So the lineup that when Sai came in the team, the lineup that the playing five that we had was Raw Fuel, Godvexy, Badman, Ghost, and who am I forgetting? Hikka.
ओ सो यू जॉइंड
This
देन
was
ना?
yeah. That is I
ओके,
joined in April 2021.
ओके,
So the lineup that you're talking about, the one with Buster and SMX, is the
या,
lineup previous to this.
हाँ हाँ,
So I have no clue about that lineup. To be honest, I didn't used to watch official Valorant games until March 2021.
ओ,
I just used to play the game and I used to enjoy playing the game.
ऑल्सो आपने ड्रीम 11 की बात की,
Yeah.
what was the job description at Dream 11?
So I was working in the ORM team of Dream 11. So मेरा काम बहुत simple रहता था. We used to do social listening. We used to collect data about what is going on through all the social media platforms in Dream 11, and we used to combine that data, analyze it, look at the performance of how the app is getting reviewed. Are they getting negative comments or are they getting positive comments? What are the types of comments that they are receiving? More importantly, understanding the pattern that is involved. Like there are a lot of situations that you run into it when you have an application, right? There are a lot of bugs that can happen. So, our job was not just to create a data or to analyze those data, but also to ensure that, every person who has that specific or said issue has been responded to. So we were working as the ORM team.
Okay.
That is called online reputation management. So I was a part of that team, and I was the part of that team when Dream 11 had the IPL. I think it was 2020 when Dream 11 was the title sponsor for the IPL.
Nice. So CSGO से फिर 3 साल ऑलमोस्ट एनोनिमिटी, एंड देन
Hmm.
ड्रीम 11 ORM, और फिर वापस बैक टू लाइक ई स्पोर्ट्स. was
Yeah.
was adjusting sort of difficult because esports में कोई टाइम शेड्यूल ये सब नहीं होता, एंड
Actually, I had you know, a very balanced life until COVID. I was very disciplined in every sense.
oh,
I used to sleep at a set time, wake up at a set time, eat at specific times. I was much leaner and much healthier as well. But once the COVID hit, I lost motivation, I lost drive, I gained weight, and my life was very abrupt. No fixed sleeping schedule. Even my job was erratic. Like during Dream 11s, I was working from 4 in the afternoon until 2 in the midnight.
oh,
So I am used to that, lifestyle of being a gamer. And I've been a gamer before that as well. I've been playing since 2007 and professionally since 2010. So
yeah,
I have the idea. So was not a difficult journey for me to transition into, but yes, the you can say that COVID did hit me like very hard.
yeah. सो मेरा क्या कहने का मतलब था कि जैसे बीच में जो ब्रेक हो जाता है ना, लाइक व्हेन यू गो
Hmm.
फ्रॉम
Hmm.
ई स्पोर्ट्स टू कॉर्पोरेट और फिर वापस ई स्पोर्ट्स, समटाइम्स
Hmm.
पीपल
Hmm.
फाइंड इट डिफिकल्ट. लाइक आई हैव टॉक टू अ फ्यू पीपल जो ऐसा करते हैं
Hmm.
बाहर
Hmm.
भी, लाइक दे हैव पार्ट टाइम जॉब्स और ये सब, सो समटाइम्स इट
Hmm. Hmm.
बिकम्स डिफिकल्ट फॉर देम उसको बैलेंस, वो ई स्पोर्ट्स के बैलेंस को रखना. बट या, आई मीन आई कैन इमेजिन, मैं भी आई यूज्ड टू वर्क एज अ फ्रीलांस एंड फुटबॉल एनालिस्ट एंड जर्नलिस्ट,
Hmm.
और फिर सीए था, तो मतलब मेरे को भी आर्स से कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं थी कभी, तो मेरे को एडजस्ट नहीं करना पड़ा.
हाँ.
बट देयर आर लॉट ऑफ पीपल हु हैव टू एडजस्ट. So it's good कि
Yeah.
हमको adjust नहीं करना पड़ा. XYZ123 had a question that when you joined Enigma, the playing five was with Easy. Rofil was not in playing five.
So when I joined Enigma, Rofuel was still with Enigma. I joined in April, and Rofuel left for Goa in May, somewhere mid-May, and we signed Easy at the end of the May.
Okay.
So we had like couple of tournaments with Rofuel, and then we had to continue because he was in Goa, and then he had little bit of a motivation issue that he didn't wanted to play actively. He wanted to take some break so that he can reassess everything because he had a lot of pressure going on him, like about education and everything. So yeah, so apart that is the time when he took the break, and then we got in Easy.
Okay. So that clears your doubt, XYZ. I hope. Um, Coming to आगे बढ़ते हैं इस चीज से.
Hmm.
एनिग्मा के बाद जो एक्सो आया, एनिग्मा वी ऑल नो कि 3 महीने की जो जर्नी थी, आपने बोला देन यू सॉर्ट ऑफ हैड टू थोड़ा सा ड्राइव अवे फ्रॉम एनिग्मा बिकॉज ऑफ द डिफरेंसेस दैट यू सॉ और वो सब.
Hmm.
हाउ वाज योर एक्सपीरियंस विद एक्सो कंसिडरिंग जो इतना नेगेटिव पब थोड़ा एनवायरनमेंट सा बन गया था पब्लिकली अबाउट एक्सो because of whatever happened at Samurai and with Excali's transfer and everything? How, because I'm sure you also had to deal with it in terms of the mental aspect, है ना?
Absolutely. So I'll tell you all this thing that the people who are trolling Simar and trying to bully him that it was his idea or whatever it was, it took a huge toll on his mental health. I used to sit with him for like hours talking about how he's feeling, and more importantly that it was not your fault. We know that it's okay if people won't recognize it, but if we work hard and prove that we are a better team or maybe even a top team, then someday people will at least acknowledge the fact that whatever it was, they were still a strong team. So I used to tell him that you have to let this go. And it took a toll on him. If you would have seen his performances as well, they were dipping like massively. And so for me, the number one thing was, to ensure that the players had to get in a right mind space, where they need to understand that whatever the controversy has happened. You cannot do anything about it. You cannot change the perception of people because that is something that is, for them, and we cannot try sit here and try to mold everyone's perception.
True.
So what we can rather do is that we can work hard, try to establish ourselves, that we are like the team to be reckoned with, and we'll try our best that and we'll work hard towards it and try to find out solutions that what is it that we can do from our end rather than thinking about what can we do to make sure that people understand what has been going on. There were a lot of things that were going on that I cannot say,
Yeah.
but there were a lot of issues when they were in Samurai, and EXO was very kind enough to get them on board. But all in all, the journey was very erratic for the first couple of months. I mean, there were so many things that were going on that at one point of time, even I used to feel that how can they be even able to play at this highest level if they are facing so many challenges outside the game.
That's true.
I used to like try to keep them as motivated as I can. Try to always make something and crack some funny joke or tell them that okay, it's fine. Or try to pull someone's leg to make fun of him so that everyone laughs. They chime in, they enjoy, and they try to forget the pain that we were in. The first couple
That's
of months were horrendous. I mean, I can not describe it in words, and neither I can ever say that what has happened. But whatever it was, these guys they made it through, and then rest is history. Like we came in strong, and we came in
yeah.
hard. There were upsets and losses, but we always took that as a learning lesson.
Yeah. And really, you're saying hacker भाई कोच से ज्यादा थेरेपिस्ट लगते हैं. Every good coach is a therapist. तुमको ये समझ में आना चाहिए.
Absolutely.
क्योंकि not every org will invest in the mental conditioning coach, ये वो. Those are very far away. Many orgs don't even believe in the power of a coach. तो ये सब तो दूर की बात. So a coach is everything in one. Everything packed in one. I'll give you an anecdote इस चीज में कि मैं अपने प्लेयर्स की दवाइयां भी लिखता था ऑलमोस्ट कि भाई तेरे को एसिडिटी हो रही है, तेरा माथा दुख रहा है, ये हो रहा है, ये ले वो ले 2 घंटे बाद आ लेट्स डू समथिंग, लेट्स थोड़ा ये करते हैं वो करते हैं. सो a coach has to do multitudes of tasks, especially in a region like India, where there is not a lot of support staff, yeah, investment in support staff.
Absolutely. More importantly, why you have to be, you have to understand the mentality and of the players as well. So being a therapist, if you are talking to your players one on one, trying to understand them outside the game, then you would try to understand that what is their mentality going inside the game.
Exactly.
And once you understand that and you rectify those mistakes, like for example, if the player is in a bad mood, or if he's had some sort of an issue, external issue that has been affecting him, so you cannot go inside the game, and if he's making mistakes, try to pressurize him, or just scream at him saying that why are you doing this mistake, or you're not supposed to do this. Rather than taking that into consideration, you have to understand this as well, that if the player is not sane outside the game, then he cannot be sane inside the game. So you have to create that balance, you need to understand this as well. And I think for coaches, this is one of the things that you all have to keep in mind. And I'll give you all a pro tip. If you guys are thinking of becoming an esports coach in the near future, I would recommend you all to maybe go study about what sports psychology is, so that it can add as a benefiting factor for you all to your resumes, or maybe you can understand your players better. That way you can see that what player is for and how you can keep his mental in check, because the mentality is like the number one thing that you can have inside the game. Everyone can shoot heads, there is no denying that, but you need to understand that the players mentality, how they are feeling on that specific day is very important. क्योंकि लोग बोलते हैं ना कि अरे आज इनका लक था, आज इनका ये दिन खराब था. That दिन खराब is basically when players are not mentally fit, or they have not had their routine or their schedule, or they are not comfortable playing the game. That is when
Exactly.
they lose games.
Exactly. वेरी वेल सेट. अर्पित, मान, कमिंग टू आपके क्वेश्चंस में आने के पहले मैं बस एक क्वेश्चन जरूर, थोड़ा क्वेश्चन नहीं है बट रिटोरिकल सा क्वेश्चन है. विक्रांत भाई टॉक्ड अबाउट साइज मेंटालिटी, राइट? And if anyone in the scene knows about a guy like him, is that he rarely cares about opinions. So for him to
Absolutely.
become so इतना डीप, इतना मेंटली थोड़ा डिस्टर्ब्ड कि इतना चीजें उसको डिस्टर्ब करने लगी, इमेजिन कितना प्रेशर फील हो रहा होगा ऐसे बंदे को.
Absolutely. So I'll give you all a very interesting thing. Okay, so once I joined EXO, I don't know now that whether it is because of me or anything, but I feel that since I've been telling Simar that you have to let it go, let it go, let it go, and if you look at now, like it's been a year that these things have
Yeah.
happened. I think he has started to let go of things. He has become like more understanding that the perception of people or their opinion should not matter to him. That is why he whenever sees a mean comment or a toxic comment that is targeted towards him, he laughs at it so loud, because that is what my mechanism is also. Like whenever I see a mean comment towards me, I just start laughing, because I feel that it is damn funny that anyone can write things like these. So that is what we started doing. That is why, whenever you see Simmer playing with me, we laugh like a lot, because, we either be sarcastic,
Yeah.
being mean. So he starts laughing, or he's being towards me, and I start laughing, because we know that at the end of the day, we cannot be affected by those opinions.
Yeah, that's true. Because see, I'll tell you all about these old school players. Everybody has developed themselves and their skills in a LAN environment. Okay. एंड लैंड एनवायरनमेंट में जो मेंटल प्रेशर था वो कहीं नहीं था. ठीक है, ये जो कोविड में हम ऑनलाइन ये सब खेल रहे हैं, इतना ऑनलाइन हेट, दैट वाज न्यू टू पीपल ऑब्वियसली, बिकॉज उतना ऑन हमारे यहाँ ये सब नहीं था. सीएस गो में हो, 1.6 में हो, इतना इतना पुल नहीं था, इतना पब्लिसिटी नहीं था चीजों का. बट दे स्टिल वर वेरी सॉलिड मेंटली, बिकॉज होना पड़ता था. लैंड में बहुत ज्यादा, मतलब क्या बोलूं, अगर उसको हैकलिंग बोल लूं या कुछ भी बोल लूं, ठीक है, तुम लोग बीएम बोलते हो आज के जमाने में या कुछ भी, हम लोग तो पता नहीं, वहां पे तो सिर्फ गालियां चलती थी या कुछ भी चलता था, लोग खड़े हो जाते थे, वो कुछ भी चलता था. एवरीबडी रिमेम्बर्स क्राउली का वो क्लिप.
अरे, let's not talk about Ronak. I mean, Crowley is one of a guy.
Yeah.
He can basically make anyone sit down.
Yeah. So for people like such, like for such people to get so mentally disturbed, यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि कई बार जो बातें हम बोलते हैं उसका कितना डीपर इम्पैक्ट हो जाता है, स्पेशली
Absolutely.
if it's not one guy saying it, it was the entire community. And I think everyone is complicit because everyone joined in because everyone thought it was a joke. But जिस बंदे पे वो चल रहा था उसको कैसे वो टारगेट हुआ या कैसे हिट हुआ, यू विल नेवर नो. तो वो चीज हमको आगे बढ़ते हुए जानना बहुत जरूरी है, बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. बिकॉज even if you're supporting, let's say, VLTG या कोई भी, doesn't mean you'll actually bully, because that was, you guys, we all were bullies. That was not a joke या थोड़ा sarcasm में कुछ. That was pure bullying. मतलब वो बहुत गंदी लेवल का bullying था वो. तो let's just take a cue from that, since hacker has also said about कि भाई कितना effect हुआ, और now it's been a year, और अब थोड़ा you can see the old Sai returning जो CSGO और वो सब में. Because see, I'll give you very small anecdote. This is the same Sai who had RSI, underwent surgery, and then came back even better than before. Obviously not better than before, मतलब वो एक बोलने का तरीका है, but like he was still as good. And it's very tough to recover in such a fast time frame and then be as good as he was. And I remember, because मैं Talkie Sports की rankings बनाता था, जो हम करते थे ना सालों, टॉप 20-25 प्लेयर्स, वो उसमें बहुत रिसर्च ये सब. तो मैंने आई थिंक सो साई की रैंकिंग 4th या 3rd रखी थी. एंड ही वाज वेरी एंग्री विद कि भाई मैं टॉप 3 या टॉप 2 में क्यों नहीं हूँ, बिकॉज ही हैड सच अ गुड ईयर. एंड देन आई एक्सप्लेन टू पीएन, यस, आई डोंट रिमेंबर एक्सप्लेन टू हुम कि भाई इट वाज बिकॉज यू वर नॉट प्लेइंग फॉर अ फ्रैक्शन ऑफ द ईयर, लाइक, और बाकी जो 3 प्लेयर्स थे वो पूरे साल खेल रहे थे. So they had better, मतलब ज़्यादा coverage था उनके पास, ज़्यादा mileage. And so this is that guy, he's so relentless. And Valorant का भी एक anecdote मैं बताना चाहूँगा. This is something I've seen from a third person perspective, है ना. मतलब hacker was very close inside coaching him. His teammates must have seen him. But I tell you, when he went to EXO, and even before going to EXO, थोड़ा last period था Samurai का, he transitioned into a SOVA.
Oh, so I'll tell you a very funny anecdote about it, if you may. So I was sitting there, I was thinking that I need to put Simmer on any other agent than Jet, because he's not stable right now, and putting him on the front line doesn't make sense, because people were bullying him to like crazy level. And I knew that I had a capable player like Ghost and Karan who can play the duelist role for us. So what I did is I told him like a day prior, the next day we are facing Enigma in upper bracket finals in wild cards. Okay. So I told him, Sai, तू सोवा खेलेगा. He is like, hacker कुछ भी मत बोल, मैंने लाइफ में सोवा नहीं खेला है, मेरे से होगा नहीं. मैंने सिर्फ उसको इतना बोला, ये 4 रिकॉन है, देखो ये 2-3 एंगल है, इधर खेलना है, बस अभी के लिए इतना कर. आई थिंक दिस इज मोर देन इनफ फॉर अस. आगे का हम लोग आगे जैसे जैसे बढ़ेगा वैसे वैसे सीख लेंगे. एंड रेस्ट इज हिस्ट्री. आई थिंक ही इज लाइक वन ऑफ द फाइनेस्ट सोवा प्लेयर्स. एंड आई विल टेल यू, करण, गोपी, ऑल 3 ऑफ देम वर लाइक, क्या बोल रहा है हैकर, सोवा खिलाएगा अभी उसको, उससे जेट नहीं हो रहा है, तो सोवा खिलाएगा, सपोर्ट कैसे देगा. मैंने बोला दैट वाज लाइक द बिगेस्ट गैम्बल आई एवर टुक, and was for Simmer, but वो बोलते हैं ना, वो high risk high reward था. And after that it was like crazy.
But that is just the kind of guy he is, like,
if he puts in a lot of time and effort, like people have no idea.
It's just कि बाहर से नहीं दिखता है कि भाई, कई बार होता है कि नहीं दिखता है. But see, this is why we have things like Sai की खुद की live streams, okay? Then he goes on to shows, he goes on to Nodwin का ये जो भी, he talks about himself, he talks about things he thinks about. Then we have maybe shows like this, CA की live streams and everything, where he comes on. You get to know him more personally, or this is the entire mission of my streams, CA streams, and I think so it should be the mission of every like streamer who does series and shows like these, because ultimately क्या है, तुम उनको as a player तो देखते ही हो. अगर मैं आके अभी आज विक्रांत भाई से ये पूछता, विक्रांत भाई ये बताओ ये फीड का लाइनअप कौन सा वाला बेटर है, या ये nonsense because everybody knows he's a coach. Everybody knows कि भाई उसकी टीम कैसे खेलती है कैसे नहीं खेलती. When we want to know, when we get to know the person better ना, we start to relate to the person. और जब तुम रिलेट कर पाओगे ना, you will understand कि हर एक चीज जैसे दिखती है उतनी आसान नहीं होती.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So coming to
मतलब
questions.
सिमर का
Yeah.
मैं आप लोग को है ना एक चीज बताता हूँ उसके बारे में, ठीक है? मतलब पीपल डोंट नो अबाउट दिस. एक देयर वाज अ पॉइंट इन टाइम like where he knew more recon lineups than me. That is the amount of energy and effort it took him.
True.
He took to learn that specific agents. मैं अभी भी बोलता हूँ his जो सोवा अल्टीमेट है हंटर्स फ्यूरी, उसका परफेक्ट नहीं है. हमको खुद को डर लगता रहता था, ऑनेस्टली बोल रहा हूँ, ठीक है? देयर वर टाइम्स लाइक कभी कभी हमको भी डाउट रहता था कि ये किल जॉयल्टी तोड़ पाएगा या नहीं तोड़ पाएगा,
हाँ.
ठीक है? बट ऐसा नहीं था कि उसने एजेंट पे मेहनत नहीं करी. उसने वो रिलेंटलेसली एफर्ट डालता रहा. और वो वैसा बंदा है ना जो मैच मेकिंग में अपने एजेंट्स छोड़ के दूसरे एजेंट्स खेलते नहीं बैठता है. अगर उसको टाइम पास के लिए स्ट्रीम कर रहा है दैट इज सेकेंडरी. तो जब इंडिविजुअल ग्राइंड करता है ही टेंड्स टू प्रेफर टू पिक हिज एजेंट्स so that he can get accustomed to his lay. So he's not that कि he's not a hard working guy और ऐसा. But when bullies जो आप बोल रहे थे सब, मतलब people were 7 साल 7 फ्रैग या जो भी बेकार बेकार चीजें उसको बोला है, there are a lot of people who have become like sensations because of trolling him.
Yeah.
you
I
know
mean, yeah.
I don't want to take names,
Yeah.
but there are people who have become sensations because of trolling him, and they have said that हमको मजा आता था, but they don't take it into consideration that what the other person might be going through. And
It's
for
true.
this, I would like to tell everyone that any player who is competing, they are not playing to lose. आप जो टीम को
Exactly.
सपोर्ट कर रहे हो, अगर कोई 2 फ्रैग मार रहा है या 3 फ्रैग मार रहा है, he is not playing to get only 2 or 3 frags. He is playing to win. If
Yeah.
he is not able to do that, then rather than supporting him, you guys should not be mean and toxic. क्या है तुम लोग से NHK? These things are like funny when you're streaming. That times I can understand, but in
Exactly.
official matches, you cannot go and write things like these. बिकॉज अगर कोई गलती से प्लेयर आके स्ट्रीम का वॉर्ड देख रहा रहेगा या कुछ देख रहा रहेगा ऑन यूट्यूब, बिकॉज वी डोंट हैव वैलोरेंट में वॉर्ड्स नहीं रिकॉर्ड होते हैं,
हाँ.
तो you have to go watch it on stream with your team or something, and then there is chat going on that ये प्लेयर से NHK, वो प्लेयर से NHK, इसको निकालो, इसको बेंच करो. I mean, he's competing at the highest level. How can you say that he's not competent enough?
That's
Do you
true.
think that he's not putting his 100% effort? There are
That's
a lot
true.
of people. Twitter has become like a joke now. मतलब पब्लिक आती है, ट्रोल करती है और निकल जाती है. But you guys need to understand that none of the players or the coaches are playing to lose. They are all playing to win. More importantly, they are trying their best to be the better team. But if they are not able to do it, that is their mistake. They have to rectify it.
Yeah.
You guys have to be supportive. That's it. If you cannot be supportive, don't type anything.
That's
Don't
true.
demoralize them, because
That's
it
true.
takes a toll on mental health. अगर आप देखोगे बहुत सारे players have been taking you know breaks because of their mental health issues,
खासकर इंडिया के
because
बाहर
of
like
things like
there's a
हाँ,
lot.
इंडिया के बाहर भी, इंडिया में भी players, because ऐसे things होएंगे तो फ्यूचर में they will start taking breaks.
Exactly. I mean इंडिया में क्या है ना, barely anyone cares about mental health. Let's be real.
वो तो
मतलब किसी को नहीं फर्क पड़ता है यहाँ पे मेंटल, सिर्फ मेंटल हेल्थ दो वर्ड्स हैं जो लोग यूज कर लेते हैं बस जब उनको यूज करना रहता है, बट ऐसे नहीं होता. तो आई एम वेरी मच अग्री विथ वट एवर हैकर सेड. हेलो जेएन, क्या हाल भाई? बट लेट्स मूव ऑन टू क्वेश्चन. अब सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम मान. व्हाट डू यू थिंक इज द फ्यूचर ऑफ ई स्पोर्ट्स इन इंडिया इन द नेक्स्ट 5 years?
I think it is going to be bigger and for the better, if I can say. मतलब if you see, like when I was a pro player back then, we had no salaries, or our salary, if I'll tell you all, my salary was that हम लोग जो कैफे में बैठते थे उसका रेंट अगर 30 रुपीज पर आवर है तो वी गेट टू पे लाइक 10 रुपीज पर आवर के हिसाब से. दैट वाज माय सैलरी
Yeah.
व्हेन आई वाज अ प्रो प्लेयर. हम
Yeah.
लोग टूर्नामेंट्स, लैंड टूर्नामेंट्स खेलने जाते थे तो वी यूज्ड टू गेट लाइक व्हाट 5,000 या 10,000 का प्राइज मनी होता था. वी यूज्ड टू स्पेंड मोर देन दैट जस्ट फॉर ट्रैवल एंड फूड.
Exactly.
We started off from there. Today I am coaching, and today the young 16, 17, 18-year old players are getting so much. Like I don't want to take names, but there are young prodigies who have come into the scene and they're making like great
Yeah,
amount of money. And money is not the factor. They're getting the fame and recognition as well. If you look at us, like maybe 8 years back when I was playing, we had social media, but that was not this big that you guys have today. Look at the following that our pro players have. It
true.
is absolutely incredible. So if you think that this is going to stop or reduce, that is not the case. ये बढ़ने वाला है और ये बढ़ते ही जाने वाला है.
Okay.
Or
So
Valorant is a game that is going to be like be there for for a very long time, because these guys are doing like an excellent job. They have been working really hard, getting in agents, maps, fixes. CSGO में 1 साल लगा है वो लोग को एक वेपन को नर्फ करने के लिए. They've if nerfed an agent in 6 months, that too twice.
yeah,
So you can see that how dedicated and committed they are towards. And I think the franchising thing is like taking it to the next level. So
very
I don't
true.
think so that you guys have anything to worry about. If you guys are like new, young, want to train, learn from the best, then you guys have to start grinding the game really hard and think about it in every aspect, that if you want to be a pro player, you can become a pro player. All you need to do is work hard, make a team, play with them, show results, move into organizations, and then you can continue your journey further.
That's very true. That's very true. Because you guys क्या ना, people don't understand. अरे franchise आ गया, ये वो आ गया, अभी challenges आएगा. Challenges में there will be 10 to 12 slots region,
Hmm.
बहुत ज़्यादा exposure. Then what is going to happen is inside the game भी तुम्हारे tournaments आ रहे हैं, जहाँ पे जो 2 टीम या 1 टीम जीतेगी, they will fight with the teams in the relegation slot in the Challenger League.
Hmm.
सो तुम एक नॉर्मल प्लेयर होके भी ई स्पोर्ट्स का जो एम्बिशंस रखते हो वो पूरा कर सकते हो टू प्ले इन द चैलेंजर लीग अमंग द बेस्ट. तो पाथवेज बहुत खुल रहे हैं गाइस, और यू सी द अमाउंट ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट वैलोरेंट ये सब में आ रहा है. अमेजिंग, इट्स जस्ट अमेजिंग. और उसके वजह से नाउ सीएसगो और डोटा में भी ट्रिकल डाउन हो रहा है. सी इट्स ऑलवेज लाइक दिस. पबजी
Absolutely.
मोबाइल की वजह से वैलोरेंट में आया, वैलोरेंट से अब सीएसगो डोटा 2 में ट्रिकल डाउन हो रहा है. दिस इज हाउ अ हेल्दी इकोसिस्टम वर्क्स.
Absolutely. So, Godem, if you're talking about young talents and them getting an opportunity, now I'll tell you that there are two things that you can do. One is obviously, you create a team with your friends and, compete in any tournament that has been, organized by any of the TOs. But there is another alternative for you as well. If you are like a pro player or you're aspiring to become a pro player, there is always, you can come train with me in ROG Academy, where
Yes,
I select exclusively 5 to 6 players. I train them for like 3 to 5 months depending on the contract length that they have been given. So there is opportunities, and I am trying my best to bring as many young talents into the scene as possible. That is like one of the prime reasons why I'm working with ROG Academy, because I feel that I need to get in more fresh young blood into the scene, pump them, put them in the scene, so that our region becomes much more competitive. If we have our region becoming competitive, then we can compete against the best of the best in other regions as well in the near future. I'm
that's
not
true.
saying that we are not competent, or we cannot compete against other teams. I'm just saying that once we have like a fair and intense competition in our region first, then we can see that we are working hard in other regions as well.
Yeah. Also, question from Arpit. E-sport scene, he is basically asking कि e-sport scene इंडिया में ग्रो कर रहा है, सब कुछ हो रहा है, लोग बोल रहे हैं,
Hmm.
इतनी व्यूइंग आ रही है, इतनी वॉचिंग आ रही है, बट जो लैन इवेंट्स होते हैं वहां पे पीपल आर नॉट गोइंग टू दोज लैन इवेंट्स, इवन दो द कॉस्ट माइट बी लाइक 200 500. और फिर ऐसे
Hmm.
देखो कि एक लाइव स्ट्रीम पे 10 10 हजार के सुपर चैट्स आते हैं.
Hmm.
तो जो लोग बोलते हैं, बहाना बनाते हैं कि पैसे के वजह से या टिकट का प्राइसिंग है इसके वजह से नहीं आ रहे, दैट शुड नॉट होल्ड ट्रू. बिकॉज इतना ये सब जब 10 10 हजार के सुपर चैट्स आ रहे हैं तो डेफिनेटली उस तरीके से प्लेयर्स, मतलब वहां पे अटेंडीज भी आ सकते हैं, है ना.
See, I feel that इसका आंसर बहुत सिंपल है. इट इज ऑल अबाउट योर मोटिवेशन, कि आपको सही में जाना है, सही में देखना है, सही में सीखना है या नहीं सीखना है. अगर आपको सही में सीखना है, जाना है, देखना है ना, तो यू विल ट्रैवल ओवरनाइट एज वेल फ्रॉम योर सिटी
एग्जैक्टली.
एंड गो वॉच अ टूर्नामेंट. GXR में आई वॉज अनफॉर्चुनेटली नॉट एबल टू गो, बट आई हैव फ्रेंड्स who went from Mumbai. They sat in a bus, they went to Hyderabad, they watched GXR for 3 days, and they had a ball of a time.
Yeah,
So it's not like कि आप जा नहीं सकते हो या कर नहीं सकते हो चीजें. It's just that you guys need to understand that आपको लेना है, आपको करना है या नहीं करना है. It is all on you. अगर
that's
आप
true.
जाके देख सकते हो इवेंट्स तो एब्सोल्युटली आप लोग को जाना चाहिए. आप अगर ये सोच के चल रहे हो कि मैं 500 रुपए टिकट्स में इन्वेस्ट करने से अच्छा 500 रुपए का मैकडोनल्ड्स खाऊंगा, तो फिर आप प्रो प्लेयर बनने का सोच रहे ही नहीं हो.
That's true.
फिर आप ये सोच रहे हो कि हाँ भाई हम मैच बैठ के घर पे देख लेंगे, फिर एंजॉय कर लेंगे. उसके
हाँ,
बाद क्या, फिर उसके बाद वील थिंक दैट ओके अब प्रो प्लेयर कैसे बने. दैट इज नॉट हाउ इट इज सपोज टू
that's
हैपन.
true.
I
Also,
know that I'm let me also say this as a
हाँ,
disclaimer that if you guys really have cash crunch or troubles, then absolutely I understand.
हाँ,
Then you sit
exactly.
at home. But if you can afford, if you can do it, like maybe you have like saved enough money to go expend, use it
Yeah,
as a expenditure mode for you guys to and go enjoy something. So absolutely you should do it rather than wasting money or something that is not even worth it.
that's true. So, just pausing the stream for 1 second to wish Sirius a happy birthday, bhai. Can everyone
Oh,
please,
happy birthday,
can
Sirius.
everyone please wish Sirius a very happy birthday? Guy hasn't even stopped working. आज भी उसका birthday का दिन है. So, can we get a quick one for late joiners? Yeah, definitely. We'll do the introduction once again. But थोड़ा सा happy birthday chat में कर दो guys. Sirius को. Let's go. Serious. So, Serious and everyone who joined late. Very brief introduction about what the series is. Series का नाम C4 है. C4 का फुल फॉर्म है कोचेस काउचेस एंड कैजुअल कॉन्वर्सेशंस. काउचेस नहीं है, चेयर थे, पर तुम समझ जाओ राइम कर रहा था तो मैंने ले लिया वो नाम. ठीक है, आगे जाके लैंड में करेंगे तो काउचेस रख लेंगे. बट दिस इज ऑल अबाउट शाइनिंग अ लाइट ऑन व्हाट पीपल थिंक डज नॉट एग्जिस्ट. इंडिया में ट्विटर पे चले जाओ, यूट्यूब चैट में चले जाओ, मैचेस हो रहे होते हैं इंडियन टीम्स के या कुछ भी हो रहा होता है, इंडियन कोचेस नहीं है. इंडिया में कोच कहाँ है, ये कहाँ है. और ऑनेस्टली मैं भी मानता हूँ इंडिया में कोचेस कम है, बट जो हैं उनके ऊपर भी कोई ध्यान नहीं देता है ऑनेस्टली. तो दिस सीजन इज बेसिकली डेडिकेटेड टू ऑल द कोचेस जो इंडिया में हैं अभी. एंड हमारे पहले गेस्ट हैकर भाई हैं और उसके आगे यूल सी लाइक अदर कोचेस एज वेल. बट बहुत ही छोटी सीरीज, 5 कोचेस तक ही हम रखेंगे बिकॉज आई ऑल्सो वॉन्ट टू मेंटेन ऑनेस्टली विदाउट एनी फाउल थिंग या कुछ इल इंटेंशंस, क्वालिटी एज वेल. मैं उन्हीं 5 कोचेस को दिखाना चाहता हूँ जो एक्चुअल में वर्थ इट है. मतलब नॉट टू लाइक मलाइन एनीवन बिकॉज ऑनेस्टली यही बात है, 5 ही कोचेस हैं अभी इंडिया में. इफ यू सी हैकर, सीए, मलव, HBK, okay, and maybe I'm missing someone. Blue.
Blue is also there, no?
Blue. And then if you go thoda niche, then you have Vanderlack and all, but they're up and coming. I want to show कि जो already established है, जो Valorant की शुरुआत से यहाँ पे काम कर रहे हैं. HBK, like Vikrant bhai, is an esteemed coach from CSGO times.
Yeah.
And Blue has worked internationally in
People don't know this.
Overwatch.
HBK was like the most famous player in the Indian scene in 1.6. I was actually a fan of his team. Their
ADC.
team was called ADC, yes, or Don't Cry.
Yeah.
They were like on a totally different level. Not the best team, but super fun to
दिल्ली
watch.
की बेस्ट टीम, नॉर्थ इंडिया की
Yeah,
बेस्ट टीम.
North
देम एंड
India की
फ्रैग
best team.
रिपब्लिक थी, पर फ्रैग रिपब्लिक हमेशा हारती थी इनसे.
Yes.
आई नो बिकॉज
तो
सी क्या है ना, 1.6 में मेरे को मेरे फैमिली से अलाउड नहीं था कैलकाटा के बाहर जाना. तो आई वाज ओनली प्लेइंग इन टूर्नामेंट्स इन कैलकाटा एंड बंगाल एंड थोड़ा बहुत. बट आई न्यू एवरीथिंग अबाउट द सीन बिकॉज और उससे ज्यादा कर ही क्या सकते हैं. तो आई वाज डीप इनटू द सीन ये सब चीज में. बट हाँ, हैकर भाई कंटिन्यू.
हाँ, तो I can say one thing that HBK, he's not just a player who comes and has played CS:GO or CS 1.6
या
or even Valorant now. he was like the best player of FIFA in 2009, 2010,
Exactly.
and also in 2011, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was a representative of
Yeah,
India
he represented
collectively.
India for
Yes,
FIFA. I
yes,
think so in
yes.
Japan.
I'm not sure
पता नहीं
about which
कहीं पे.
country because I was very young back then. I was, studying, so I was not
Yeah,
following his career. But yes, when when I used to meet with him in Revenant Bootcamp, now that he was,
yeah,
previously Revenant's coach, so I told him this, and he was like laughing on my face, saying that, "Oh, तो आप मेरे fan हो," and like he was trying to, say that, okay, you know that I've been here for a long time. And I had a ball of a time. He's like a crazy madman guy.
yeah.
He's an absolute delight to work with. He's a little
Absolutely.
short-tempered, but he's so much fun to be around with. Very good. He's a very good guy.
That's
And
true.
he's blessed with a baby girl now.
Yes. And
So,
he was coaching. He said he'll soon someday
yeah,
come
he's
back to
coming
coaching.
back.
Yeah.
He's coming
Oh,
back.
he is coming back. That I did not
Yeah,
know.
that is what I've heard. I'm not really sure I can talk more about it, but
Yeah. Yeah, man. If
that is what I've heard.
people, I mean, the Indian scene needs more indigenous coaches. No, no hate to the foreign coaches, but I think
Yeah,
domestic coaches, because the scene will never develop until the support staff develops as well.
yeah,
As I said about the football World Cup, you have to develop the entire structure, entire ecosystem, not just the players.
absolutely. But I do understand in a way that what the Indian orgs are thinking about. Like, they have this mentality that they feel that if someone from outside is gonna come and
Yeah,
preach our players, then maybe he's much more smarter, or he's going to bring a very different perspective than what Indians have to offer, something like that. But I don't think so that is the case. Like, people tend to forget that Indians in Valorant are like very crazy, and they pull off like a lot of random things.
ऑल्सो मेरे को
So
बस कप्पा कप्पा भाई की बस यही बात याद आती है. ऑन ही स्ट्रीम मेरे को एकदम मुंह पे सामने बोला था, ब्राउन चमड़ी की कोई वैल्यू नहीं होती.
हाँ,
एक्सपीरियंस की. और वो
absolutely.
दैट हैज स्टक टू मी, बिकॉज वो तब का टाइम था व्हेन आई वाजंट इवन ब्लीड अकेडमी ब्लीड में. आई जस्ट लाइक वर्किंग 3 gigs ये वो सब. एंड आई अंडरस्टूड कि भाई इसलिए बाहर जाके करना पड़ेगा काम, सिर्फ इंडिया में काम करने से नहीं चलेगा. बिकॉज इंडियन एक्सपीरियंस,
Hmm.
इंडियन ऑक्स भी नहीं वैल्यू करते, बाहर के ऑक्स तो एकदम ही वैल्यू नहीं करते.
Absolutely.
तो
I mean, you need to have, like the conversation that we had,
या
iske pehle,
या
that about your work profile,
या
the resume that you have created for yourself.
या
वो बहुत important hota hai. I think that the thing that you have done, and the reason why I feel that you have reached to such an in such to such a high level of heights, or you have achieved so much or accomplished so much, is because you worked very hard. You were not unidirectional in your approach. You went on, you helped multiple teams at the time. You put in your time, energy, effort, your sweat into this, and that was absolutely incredible. I feel that every person who's trying to become not just a coach but also a player, is that you need to understand that how much amount of effort and energy is required to become a professional player.
दैट्स ट्रू. पर हैकर भाई, I was unidirectional when I started coaching, because I
Yeah.
I was about to join RG not as a coach but as a player. मतलब
Hmm.
when जब बात हो रही थी, and then the owner told me कि भाई I see you better as a coach because you have all the
Oh.
qualities और ये सब. That is how I became a coach. But RG का जो पहला stint था ना 2020 में,
Uh,
I was
hmm.
unidirectional in the sense that I put everything into the team and I was
Hmm.
friends with them. I जितना comfortable environment हो सकता था while being strict, I sort of did, and I ended up getting hurt very badly. और उसके बाद
Yeah.
से I understood, I started learning about how to distance myself, distance my emotions from coaching and everything, because I'm a very emotional person. तो हाउ टू
Absolutely.
डिस्टेंस ये वो सब कुछ, एंड आई रिसर्च और वो सब. तो मैं, वही होता है ना, वो क्या, कोई वो मीम वाला बंदा है ना जो ए करके चिल्लाता है, उसका कोई मीम
Uh,
है, मैं टूट गया. तो मैं टूटा था
uh,
जब कोचिंग मैंने
yeah,
शुरू
that
की.
is that is what happens with us coaches,
या
ये हम बताते नहीं है, but that is something that we also really struggle on. Like, if you have a philosophy and it is not being applied, or maybe the IGL is not following what you have preached, or anything of that sort, whatever is going wrong inside the game, बिल फटता है कोच के ऊपर, ठीक है?
Yeah,
Players don't get the blame, the coaching staff gets the blame, though it is the mistake of a player, like said player, or maybe mistake of both the coach and the player. I feel that it is more like a mutual mistake, like a coach and a player, than just the player. Because I feel
exactly.
अगर coach अपना उसके ऊपर अपना mindset अगर डाल रहा है, या उसके ऊपर अपना philosophy डाल रहा है, तो coach also needs to understand कि player पहले accept कर सकता है कि नहीं. वो mindset is very important. Like for example, let's take Sai for instance. If I go tell Sai that you have to play ultra passive, you have to play very defensive, वो होगा ही नहीं, उसका nature ही नहीं, उसका game style ही नहीं.
Right.
तो मैं उसको अगर वो चीज़ बोलूंगा, मैं इन्वेस्ट करूंगा टाइम एनर्जी एफर्ट उसके ऊपर, वो चीज़ के ऊपर, एंड देन उसका नहीं मिलेगा, तो आई विल ऑल्सो बी इन अ मैं बैड मेंटल स्टेट, ही विल ऑल्सो बी इन अ बैड मेंटल स्टेट. अदर इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड ईच अदर बेटर, तो एटलीस्ट you guys can come into a middle ground where you both the things are going on. And this is also something that a lot of coaches miss. Like I had a very interesting conversation with Evok. So I cannot reveal a lot of details,
Yeah.
but what I can say is that, he said that, things take time. You cannot get success overnight. So this is also something that, organizations को भी अपने दिमाग में रखना चाहिए, that, ऐसा नहीं है कि रातों रात टीम गॉड लाइक बन जाएगी कोच के आने से या कुछ ऐसा.
मेरे लिए तो आई हैव सक्सीडेड इन दैट. मैं हमेशा से मेरा फिलोसफी ये बन गया था कि रिजल्ट्स आर कॉन्सिक्वेंस, इट्स ऑल अबाउट द प्रोसेस.
Exactly.
ठीक है, ग्रेजुअल इंप्रूवमेंट या स्टडी इंप्रूवमेंट या तुरंत इंप्रूवमेंट, बट इंप्रूवमेंट. ठीक है, दैट इज द नेम ऑफ द गेम. और आई एम वेरी हैप्पी, आई फेल्ट वेरी हैप्पी व्हेन द ओनर ऑफ आरजी शार्की, ही अंडरस्टूड इट. जब मैं सेकंड स्टिंट पे आया, ही अंडरस्टूड कि मेरा क्या, जो पहली बार मैं जो करना चाहता था एंड एवरीथिंग. एंड ही ऑल्सो हैड चेंज सो मच. लाइक he now, if you see RG, look at where RG is compared to where they were before.
Absolutely.
It's because their approach has also changed. It's not just success first now at RG. They
Yeah.
believe in the process, and once that happens, I think every org has a steady growth chart, or will have a potential for a steady growth in the scene. You see that with Revenant as well, right? I mean,
Absolutely. There were so many talks going on when, this Bad Love and Deadly 10 left the team. Then
yeah,
people were saying, dismissing for the fact that RG is done now. They are not going to be a top team anymore, or
yeah.
something of that sort. But they bought in Fishball, they bought in Zeke, and look at them now. And now they got this guy Soulmate,
Usman,
and they look
yes.
absolutely unstoppable now. I'm really excited to see tomorrow's match versus I mean Revenant. What is it that they have to offer now? Because I think that they are a very strong team. Next year, I feel that they
Definitely.
can be like top 2 or even top 3 in Challenger Ascension for both the
Definitely.
seasons.
I hope they can be, because मतलब सी वही होता है कि अब जैसे आई एम श्योर मेनी पीपल हैव नॉट हैड गुड एक्सपीरियंसेस विद आरजी पहले. ठीक है,
Hmm.
एंड टू बी ऑनेस्ट, इवन दो आई हैड अ गुड एक्सपीरियंस माय फर्स्ट टाइम विद आरजी, देयर वर सम थिंग्स दैट bothered me as well. ठीक है,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
my second stint, I'm very glad to say, it was amazing. And I'll always be attached to RG in the sense that Sharky and Breezer were the people who made me a coach, because I had no plans
Yeah.
of becoming a coach शुरुआत में. Very honestly, I had no plans. Sudden
Hmm.
उन्होंने बोला, I introspected on it for like 2 days, 3 days, and then the journey started. So I'll always be like I'll always feel connected to that org just because of this. और
Yeah.
जुवेन आ गया भाई इंग्लैंड से. जुवेन चैट
He
में है.
is having a ball of a time.
हाँ, देख रहा हूँ, मैं सारे स्टोरीज देख रहा हूँ. जुवेन को पता है हैकर भाई मेरी हालत आरजी में. जुवेन को पता है. मैंने एक क्लिप इनको शेयर की थी. तो क्या, कोचेस जैसे म्यूट रहते हैं ना, तो हमारा ओटी या कुछ चला था असेंट में, और मैं पूरा राउंड लिटरली खुद से बात किया, और बहुत मैं पागल हो गया था वो राउंड. वो रिकॉर्ड किया था मैंने कुछ दिखाने के लिए कि क्या गलतियां या कुछ. तो उसमें इन लोगों ने मेरी आवाज सुनी, और ये और हंसते हंसते गिर गए थे. जो हालत थी मेरी, तो मेरे को वो याद है, पर जुएन के साथ आई थिंक सो आई हैड अ वेरी लवली टाइम. मैंने इसको उस समय भी बोला, लाइक
हाँ,
आई हैव
he's
अ
an
लवली टाइम
amazing
विद ऑलमोस्ट एवरी
personality.
प्लेयर. लाइक मजा आ गया था मेरे को. हाउ हैकर बाय ट्रांजिशन फ्रॉम एनालिस्ट टू अ कोच?
I was never the
He was
analyst.
never
I was
an
always
analyst,
the
yeah.
coach.
And also someone
I was
asks,
always the coach.
is it necessary IGL? वो क्वेश्चन ऑलरेडी हमने शुरुआत में आंसर किया है, नो मर्सी. IGL रहना जरूरी नहीं है. इट्स ऑल अबाउट योर मैकेनिक्स, नॉलेज ऑफ द मैकेनिक्स, नॉलेज ऑफ द गेम, क्रिएटिविटी, वो सब के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. देर आर मेनी पीपल, देर आर मेनी प्लेयर्स हु आर नॉट IGLs बट येट हैव द केपेबिलिटी ऑफ लीडिंग अ टीम वेन एवर नेसेसरी. एक्सो में एनालिस्ट नहीं था, नहीं, ही वॉज द coach and manager, because I think so they did not hire a separate manager, so hacker was doing both roles, coach and a manager. And जुइन का तो नो आरजी. आरजी भाई
EXO में analyst नहीं था. No, 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 no. I
नो.
was always the coach in EXO.
ऑल्सो और क्या क्वेश्चंस थे? आओ हैकर भाई, ठीक है. डिड यू रन मोर? नहीं भाई, मैं दौड़ता
No
ही नहीं हूँ.
mercy. It is not necessary that you have to be an IGL to become the coach. I think ये मैंने starting में
आंसर कर
answer
दिया, वही
किया
मैंने
है.
अभी उसको वही समझाया.
हाँ.
Who do you think are the
क्या?
top 5-6 free agents in South Asia right now? That is a good question, hacker भाई.
यार, I have the answer for it, but I cannot reveal it. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I cannot reveal it actually.
That is a very good question, Manoj. Let's get to that. How did
Okay,
you
how did
get the
I get the
name
name
hacker?
hacker?
हाँ,
Okay, so there is a very good story for this as well.
yeah.
Okay, so I was in Kota, Rajasthan. I was studying to for to get into IIT. Okay, back in 2009 to 2011. So I was a good student back then, but my grades started declining, so I tend to focus on CS 1.6 because that was the game I enjoyed. So once there was an instance where we were playing 5 on 5 in Kota. There are like LAN cafes where you can play from X cafe and you can play a scrim against the Y cafe, and they are all connected on LAN. So we were playing a
Ooh.
5 on 5, and three of my teammates, they asked me to sub in, and they were cheating. They had hacks on or something like that, and I was not cheating, and I was hitting my shots. I was not that playing extraordinarily or anything. I was just like what 15-20 frags in one half or something. And these guys were like killing massively, and they came into our cafe and they found out that everyone was hacking, and I was sitting on the corner PC, and they put me like down and pinned me down, and they started asking hack क्यों कर रहे हो. I was like भाई मैं नहीं कर रहा हूँ, check my PC hack. And they like threatened me and something, but ऐसा नहीं हुआ. फिर they got to know that I was not hacking. And till then I used to take on the names of pro players. I didn't have a name of my own. I used to
Oh,
put myself as Vico, Viko. That is like my nickname.
yes.
So I took that name as hacker, and since then I've been like hacker. That is what the
Nice.
story is.
Nice.
Because they
यार
used to think I was hacking, and I was in CS 1.6. I was like कोटा में तो I was like the best player वो टाइम पे.
देखो क्या होता है ना, मैं 1.6 की बहुत ही सिंपल बात बताता हूँ. इंडिया में सारे प्लेयर्स बहुत सीधे साधे थे. उनको नाम से कोई
हम्म.
फर्क नहीं पड़ता था. लैंड पे खेलते थे, सब एक दूसरे को जानते थे. तो टूर्नामेंट
हाँ.
में भी आई टेल यू, मेरा नाम था स्मॉल एस. मैं लिटरली स्मॉल एस नाम से खेलता था. कभी मन करता था तो झापड़ नाम लगा लिया, कभी थप्पड़. लैंड के टूर्नामेंट्स में
हाँ.
हम यही सब नाम लगा के खेलते थे भाई. कुछ नहीं, मतलब फर्क नहीं पड़ता था ना नाम से. अभी जैसे इतना फर्क
हम्म.
पड़ता है कि नाम से लोग जानते हैं या
Now
नाम
it
के
has
थ्रू.
become like an identity.
एग्जैक्टली exactly. उस समय
Earlier
आइडेंटिटी
people
नहीं
used
था.
to exactly.
उसमें आइडेंटिटी तुम्हारे हाथ थे भाई, बस. उस समय लोग, मैं बता रहा हूँ, टूर्नामेंट्स में बेसिक, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट बेसिक लेके खेल के जीत के चले जाते थे.
हाँ.
मैं मजाक नहीं कर रहा हूँ. बिकॉज 1.6 में उतना वो फोकस नहीं था कि मेरे को यही डीपीआई का, यही बिल्ड का, यही शेप का माउस चाहिए और यही मेरी सेटिंग्स चाहिए, यही सीएफजी चाहिए. कुछ नहीं चाहिए होता था भाई.
People had no idea. Like there were like
या
two famous mouses, Intelli 3.0,
और एम एक्स
Intelli
फाइव
1.1 और MX518. Yes. दोनों में DPI का कोई बटन नहीं था, कुछ नहीं था. सिर्फ बाहर से विंडोज सेंसिटिविटी चेंज होती थी, इन
हाँ.
गेम में जो सेंसी सेट है वो है, खत्म.
और वो भी मिथ था ना कि एम एक्स था असोल्टर का और इंटेली ऑपर्स यूज करते थे.
हाँ, मतलब बहुत ऐसे रैंडम मिथ्स तो बहुत बने हैं.
दैट इज अ गुड क्वेश्चन, अर्पित. तो हैकर भाई, व्हाट इज द बेस्ट कॉम्प्लीमेंट यू हैव हैड, एक एज अ प्लेयर और दूसरा एज अ कोच?
एज अ प्लेयर तो आई फील I don't remember exactly, but I've always been appreciated for my mind. as a player back in CS:GO. So I had like crazy tactics, and so for that I was appreciated. And for as a coach, I feel this last year in EXO,
Yeah,
the journey that we have had, there was no one who said bad things to me at the end of the day, when even the day when we were parting apart
yeah,
from the team because of unfortunate reasons or the reasons I cannot disclose.
yeah,
But since even then I felt that, the things that they said to me, I felt very blessed, working with them for like 6 months. Best player you have coached? Yeah, I have always been chanting that there's only one guy who I feel is the best, and that is Raw Fuel. And I'll say Raw Fuel.
nice. Thoughts on
I've
India in
always
Red
felt.
Bull Campus Clutch?
Thoughts on India in Red Bull Campus Clutch? I think they are going to do great, yeah. I have very good hopes. They have been scrimming as well. I've seen them scrim and they've had good results as well. So I'm hoping that they can, manage to get those scrim results into their tournament results. If they are able to do that, then I think they can get good results there. And honestly, Bolu, I don't keep expectations from any team. Like, I don't expect anyone to win or lose. Because if you keep expectations, then you will, end up having disappointment.
Yeah, and
I
also,
just wish that, I have this mentality. What I do is I and preach to my team as well that, we take one round at a time, one step at a time. I mean, one round at a time, one map at a time, one series at a time.
that's true. That's true. That's very true. Toughest time of your esports career and a time where you thought about quitting the industry.
So the toughest time would be, when I was coaching in Dare to Dream, because we were not actually, I can say this now because that org doesn't
Ah,
exist. So there was a lot of salary issues that were going on. Players didn't get paid. That is one of the reasons. Uh, it was very demotivating, and I had a very bad schedule during that time.
hmm,
So I used to go college in morning. I used to leave from Thane at 6 and come back at 1:30. I would sleep for from 1:30 to 4:30, and then from 5 we have practice until 12, and 12 to 4:30 I would do the ward review. 4:30 I'll take a shower, 5 o'clock I'll get ready, 5:30 I'll leave from house, 6 o'clock a train vapas, and my day
wow,
moves on. I used to sleep like 4.5 hours something throughout Monday to Saturday.
yeah. Yeah, see,
So it took a massive toll on me that during that time.
that's true. But also, I'll highlight this 1.6 mina almost every player that was juggling education and let's say hopes of an esports career, सबके शेड्यूल्स इतने ही गंदे, बहुत गंदे होते थे. लाइक यू वोंट इवन इमेजिन बिकॉज यू हैव टू जगल एजुकेशन, कॉलेज, खासकर जिनको जाना पड़ता था कॉलेज, लाइक नॉट
Exactली.
पीपल, कॉलेज, ट्यूशंस, फिर प्रैक्टिस. और यहाँ वहां पे प्रैक्टिस हमारे यहाँ नहीं होती थी, हमारे यहाँ की तरह वैलोरेंट में जैसे अभी था ऑनलाइन में, अरे आज मैं यहाँ जा रहा हूँ कैंसिल. वहां पे हफ्ते में 6 दिन प्रैक्टिस होती थी, 5 घंटे 6 घंटे, चाहे टूर्नामेंट्स कितने भी हो क्या भी हो. बहुत कम ऐसा होता था कि प्रैक्टिस कैंसिल होती थी. और जब प्रैक्टिस नहीं हो रही होती थी, मान लो 15 दिन 20 दिन, तो तुम्हारे नियरेस्ट जो भी कैफे, एक कैफे में कन्वर्ज होके मिक्स लैंड्स होते रहते थे
हाँ.
हर
No,
दिन.
every day there would be scrims. मैं
एग्जैक्टली,
बताता हूँ ना. In 1.6, every day there used to be scrims. और रात में 10 mans.
या,
रात में from 10:30, 10 mans would start and it would go until 3 in the morning.
वेरी ट्रू. ऑनलाइन में एक D2A सर्वर था, ठीक है.
Hmm.
2-3 सर्वर जैसे
There,
और थे, फिर एक मुंबई क्लैन सर्वर था जहाँ पे सुबह के
हाँ.
6-7 बजे तक 10 मंथ्स चलते रहते थे.
Yes.
तो था ही बहुत, मतलब मेरी जिंदगी का सबसे मजेदार था वो दौर कि भाई CS
1.6.
1.6.
Yes, absolutely.
व्यूज ऑन एंड्रॉइड, हाँ
Views
क्रेज.
views on Android as in Android the player.
हाँ मतलब उसी के ऊपर होगा एंड्रॉइड फोन के ऊपर
अच्छा.
तो. मतलब मैं भी
यार, I
पहले
don't know.
इसीलिए नहीं जवाब दे रहा था,
I
पर
was,
3-4 बार हो गया तो.
if it is on Android, the player, I think, that day I was playing with him in five
हाँ,
mans, and I think he understands race like really well. I think he has mastered race. I can say that he is like one of the best race bins in India. Alongside Excali, I can say Excali also, except for his ultimates. I cannot vouch for his ultimates, but for Android's ultimate, I can vouch. At least he connects his ultimates.
भाई एंड्रॉइड अलग ही बंदा है. आई टेल यू माय
His
व्यूज
satchel
ऑन एंड्रॉइड.
movements are really good. I think he has mastered his satchel movements. He knows all the three different types of satchels that you can do it.
भाई मतलब आई विल बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट भाई, एंड्रॉइड इज अमेजिंग, उसकी एंथुजियाज्म, उसका
Yes.
पर्सनालिटी इज इनफेक्शियस,
क्या बंदा है वो, फुल एंटरटेनमेंट.
फुल एंटरटेनमेंट। आई थिंक सो परफेक्ट है उसके लिए कंटेंट क्रिएटर वाला ये चीज,
Yes, yes,
एकदम
absolutely.
परफेक्ट है। बट हाँ किसी ने एक क्वेश्चन पूछा था, एनी पर्सन दैट यू लुक अप टू इन द ई स्पोर्ट्स कम्युनिटी?
Um, so for me, as a coach, I don't
एज अ
look up
पर्सन भी समझ लो।
specifically to like,
हाँ
as a specifically मैं कोई एक specific person को नहीं देखता हूँ. Anyone and everyone who is, at my same level, I look up to them. Like, I look up to you, CA, Malav, Blue, or the other coaches that we have in all around the world. Like we have Malik's who's coaching now the Indian team.
या
Then there are other coaches as well. So I look up to everyone because there is always something to learn from them. That is what my philosophy is, that I believe that you can learn anything or something, even like one thing, if you can learn from them, then that would be an excellent thing. So I always look up to anyone and everyone who is coaching or is an analyst, so that I can get to know what kind of a mentality that they have, or what kind of an ideology they have, or what their
या
philosophy is, their outlook towards the game. Like I today we had a session with Evok in ROG, and what an eye opener of a session. He's a very good mind. I had a ball of a time having a conversation with him. So that is, I look up to anyone and everyone who's a coach in Indian or whatever region they are.
नाइस। मतलब वो तो शायद उसने कोचिंग के, मैं तो नॉर्मली जानना चाहूंगा लाइक विदाउट
Hmm.
द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ कोचिंग एवरीवन, एनीवन यू लुक अप टू इन द सीन, लाइक
Like in the Indian scene or like on
इंडियन
the
सीन,
global level?
एनीवन इन पर्टिकुलर दैट यू नो भाई? हाँ,
For a coach, I would say
नॉट कोच,
I look up,
कुछ कुछ
acha, as
कुछ
a
तो छोड़
player
देते हैं, हाँ
or
एज अ पर्सन, एज अ,
as a person, as a
हाँ
player, Blackhawk, Blackhawk, hands down.
व्यूज
And
ऑन साइड
if
ड्रीम्स। आई थिंक हमने अब बहुत इस पे टच किया है, बट आई वुड लाइक विक्रांत भाई टू सम इट अप फॉर यू।
Simar is like my baby brother. Like if he's in trouble, he calls me. I clear out anything and everything, the doubt, negativity, demotivation, whatever it is. I just clear it out for him. I just want to be there for him whenever he's in trouble. And he's nowadays he has become smart enough to not land himself in much troubles than previously. But yes, I'm always there for him. He's like my younger brother.
That's that's actually very good, because we, as coaches now, you develop like
Yeah,
a human bond with every player, ठीक है?
yeah,
Especially with people who are always so forthcoming, जैसे कि hacker by touched upon Simmer, just taking everything up as a challenge, including sova lineups, ये वो, the mental battle, ये सब कुछ. So you sort of begin relating, and not just relating, you sort of begin cushioning उसको थोड़े लोगों से बचाना, and you sort of look to him as a baby brother.
yeah.
Very true, that's very true, and it is very important in the scene to have people that you can call at any time.
Actually, everyone in EXO, we are like all like brothers now. Like me, Karan, Shalu. I mean, sorry, Saransh. I'm really sorry. I cannot reveal that name. So me, Saransh, Blackhawk, Samar, we are like all very good friends. We play on a daily basis. We talk for hours on a daily basis. Like we always have fun.
Yes, एंड्रॉइड आ गया
We
भाई।
have created that bond.
नमस्कार चीचा, क्या चल रहा है? पीएचडी करना पड़ेगा या वेव्स? भाई तू कर ले, तेरे को जो करना है कर
उसका
ले।
PhD का डेफिनेशन कुछ और रहेगा, मैं
हाँ
अभी बोल रहा हूँ.
कर ले, तेरे को जो करना है कर ले। ऑल्सो चार पांच एकदम फास्ट क्वेश्चंस मैं पूछूंगा, क्योंकि ये क्वेश्चंस बहुत बार ये लिख चुके हैं, ठीक है?
हम्म.
कि पहला बात तो गॉडल एसएटीएल फाइनली कमिंग बैक टू वालो,
यार,
आर
we
दे कम?
cannot answer these
मैं इसीलिए
questions. I
मैं कर
mean,
दे रहा हूं ताकि,
I cannot answer
हाँ
this.
ठीक है। दूसरा, विच org in India is entering Valorant again?
No,
ठीक है।
cannot answer.
Who do you think has the best game sense in SA right now? in South Asia?
Raw fuel.
Raw fuel. Okay.
Raw fuel. Yeah, raw fuel.
Is there anyone coaching India in Red Bull Campus Clutch? No.
No, no one is coaching them. They are very hardworking and dedicated.
Yeah.
They've been taking up scrims on their own, practicing on their own.
रेड बुल इवेंट कब से स्टार्ट हो रहा है? आई गेस यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट कैंपस क्लच, तो वो तो अभी चालू होने वाला है. आई डोंट रिमेम्बर द डेट्स
13
बट
से
हाँ.
13 से 17th.
DC Rules joined God's Reign. What would you say about him?
Yeah, honestly, I'm very excited. I hope that he gets into God Rain. As of now, he's sixth, but if he gets into the
Nice.
playing field, he'll really show what he's made of. He's a very good player. He's very young. He's very talented. He's very hardworking, and I want everyone to see what he's made of. A lot of the players who are like my very close friends or good friends of mine who are playing in
Yeah.
pro teams, they've seen him play and they are already mesmerized by his gameplay.
Nice.
I'm hoping that he shows it to everyone that what he's made of or what he's capable of.
I hope he does. One Indian org
Yeah.
that is going to be in top 5 in Essential League, if any.
One Indian org,
उसने
obviously, I
if any
would
नहीं
say
लिखा, मैं if any लिख दे रहा हूँ because see
one of the
unrealistic
team.
expectations रख के फायदा नहीं है.
Next year, I feel the team that could represent India for Ascension would either be Revenant or VLT. That is what I think would happen.
But top 5 in
जो
Ascension, do you think?
top 5 in Ascension, maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. हो गया, user Android हो गया.
Player you are most proud of all the ROG players. Actually, I'm proud of all the 12 players that have been with me in 2 seasons of ROG Academy, because the amount of sheer drive, dedication, and willpower they've shown, and the amount of things that they have learned and improved, and more importantly, how well they have leveled up inside the game. That is very close to my heart, and I cannot compare. I treat them as my kids, and I cannot compare my kids.
That's true. That's true.
I'm proud
Also,
of all of them, all 12 of them. And I think one
let's
of them is in chat, Savage Yoddha.
nice
Huge
Savage.
props to him.
So let's talk a bit about ROG. ठीक है. सबसे पहला, I don't think many of you even know कि who is right now in the current ROG Academy roster. So Vikrant bhai, if you can.
Okay, so the current ROG roster is obviously you guys, since we were talking about DC rules. So we have DC rules, we have Levi, we have Panzer, we have Brad, we have Knife Jester, and lastly we have Vortex God.
Nice.
These are the
Vortex
6
God.
players of my current roster. And the previous roster, we had Savage Yoddha, we had Doxer who's playing for Anadi Army right now.
Yeah.
We had Zuko, we had Oni, we had Ghost Verified, and we had Tamao.
Yeah.
These are the 12 players.
Nice. And
Would you choose Excali or MW1 as a player? In what sense would I to choose? Like to play the duelist role, I would choose Excali. Like to maybe fill in or play some other agents, I would choose MWN. I don't know what your question exactly is. Views on Right to is taking a break. Yeah, I cannot comment on that, to be very honest.
That's true.
Because nothing is concrete yet. So you guys have to wait for the official announcement. Nothing is official yet. Just because you saw that his photo was missing on Penta, that doesn't mean that he's not playing. Just saying.
Also, you have to know that, out of respect, we cannot talk about these things. Because this is down to the org and the player. You have to respect the player and the org and their decisions on when they need to confirm what. How a player could work on their discipline, like a player one top god who has skills but lacks a lot in discipline. Arpit.
I think people are missing the point that one tap god has skills, but he doesn't lack discipline. The thing that he lacks is getting to understand the game better, like the decision makings that are involved inside the game, like when you have to hit your shots, or not, sorry, not when you have to hit your shots, when you have to take shots, and when you have to play passive. Like the combination of being aggressive and passive is something that he struggles with. So that is something if he's working on currently with his team, and if he's able to do that, then we can see some promising results from them as well.
Did any player join ROG with a low rank like diamond or plat?
Yes, actually Tamao was one of the players who was Diamond 2 when he joined ROG Season 5. And when the season ended, he was Immortal 3.
Yeah, that's
So
true. So
he
Tamao, I don't
grind.
know if you guys know, but Tamao has been in my friend list and has been an active sort of participant on my Twitter handle from a long time. And he was in my friend list. I saw that when he put the ROG tag, I didn't know about Diamond 2, but I saw that he was Diamond 3.
Yeah, he
And
was Diamond 2, Diamond 3. Diamond 2 is what I saw on
yeah,
day one when he joined
yeah.
Academy.
And I've seen this. This is proof because later on I did see that he was Immortal 3. So
Yeah, he did reach a peak of Immortal
yeah.
3. I don't remember exactly what the elo was, but he reached the
Yeah,
peak.
I also don't remember the elo because कोई उतना ध्यान से मतलब नहीं
हाँ,
देखेगा. But like Immortal 3, this I am living proof because मैंने check किया था because I wanted to see, because again young players, I've always been sort of interested in the journey of a young player हमेशा
वो
से.
टाइम पे असेंडेंट था या नहीं?
नहीं
नहीं
था,
था, वो टाइम
नहीं
पे
था.
असेंडेंट नहीं था, डायमंड से सीधा इमॉर्टल हुआ
हाँ,
करता था. एंड ही रीच्ड इमॉर्टल 3. आई थिंक इमॉर्टल 3 350 लो कुछ तो था उसका,
बताओ.
आई एम नॉट
और
मिस्टेकन.
उस समय 500 elo पे you became sort of radiant.
या
500 500 600 के आसपास. Is Enigma lineup all India or देखो राहुल,
फ्रॉम फॉरेन.
out of respect we cannot talk about these things, but if you try hard enough you will find the lineup already announced somewhere. That is all I can say. What is the meaning
What do
of
you
young
mean by
player?
a young player? I mean, see, any age group until from 16 to maybe 20, 21, you can be considered as young because you're not independent. You guys are dependent. You are still pursuing maybe some
Yeah,
sort of an education or something. You guys are dependent on your parents, and then obviously you guys don't are not that strong in your decision making. So you guys are considered as novice, or what are the different technical terms that we call a newbie, amateur,
yeah.
novice, beginner. So
Also this is
that
very
is what
good.
you mean young.
सॉरी टू
What's the
इंटरप्ट, बट मैं वो
hmm,
वही बोल रहा था कि यंग प्लेयर और रुकी के बीच में डिफरेंस ये होता है गाइस. डेफिनेशन ऑफ अ रुकी, न्यूबी, ये सब जितना भी है इज रिगार्डलेस ऑफ एज. यू कैन बी 28 years old एंड अ रुकी.
yes,
ठीक है. बट यंग प्लेयर्स जब बोला जाता है, इट्स प्लेयर्स नॉर्मली यूजुअली विथ पोटेंशियल 16 17, जैसे कि हैकर भाई ने मेंशन
they're
किया कि
scouted
हु
very
आर
early.
डिपेंडेंट. हाँ, हु आर
हाँ,
डिपेंडेंट, हु आर नॉट इंडिपेंडेंट. उनके और भी कुछ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज ये सब हैं, कुछ हैं. ठीक है. दे आर बडिंग प्लेयर्स, अप एंड कमिंग प्लेयर्स. ठीक है. तो वो डिफरेंस हो जाता है रुकी और इसमें. सो वेन एवर इफ यू सी कोई भी स्ट्रीम में ये बात चल रही है रुकी और ये सब भी, यू कैन इमीडिएटली अंडरस्टैंड दिस, बिकॉज ये मिसकंसेप्शन मैंने बहुत देखा है. क्योंकि बाहर, इंडिया के बाहर ना हैकर भाई लोग ये टर्म बहुत यूज करते हैं, रुकी, ये
absolutely.
सब. और लोग समझ लेते हैं रुकी है मतलब वो 20 साल का है या ये वो है.
नहीं, वैसा होता नहीं है
एग्जैक्टली,
usually. Rookie is basically someone who's coming into the game fresh और कुछ
एग्जैक्टली.
नहीं बस.
व्हाट इज
तो
द मोस्ट
necessary
कॉमन
नहीं है.
मिसकंसेप्शन अबाउट कोचेस अकॉर्डिंग टू यू, हैकर भाई?
Here I feel one of the biggest misconception is that there are a lot of coaches who tend to hog on the credit of the players. Like I've seen coaches who who tend to say that that is my accomplishment or something. I think coaches have to work regardless of accomplishment. If your team is winning, obviously that reflects well on your resume, that your team is winning, but you cannot say that the team is winning because of me.
एग्जैक्टली.
So you need to say, you have to understand this, that the most important thing is that you have to be like you are the part of the team. You cannot be the one who can be be going there and saying that no, this is what I am doing this and this is because of me. So I
Yeah,
think that is what one of the things that I feel is like this that the coaches do. But talking about common misconception, I think the other way around is also true, that people tend to not see what the coach is doing, or they tend to
yeah,
not accept the fact that the team has a coach, and the coach is working really hard behind the scene, so they
yeah.
might not get the credit.
I think it's a silent statement, and I've always believed in this statement from football के यहाँ से, from the footballing philosophy और ये सब ideologies कि a coach is always responsible for every defeat,
Yeah,
and the players are always credited for every victory, and that is how it should be. Because coaches को credit मिलना चाहिए, not because of just the results. According to me, a coach
Absolutely.
doesn't play on the field. ठीक है? A coach का victory lies in the fact that the players are improving, players are performing better. there वहां पे coach का victory. Results, I have never, like, I will never associate myself with results or something. But yeah, अगर मेरे को कोई पूछेगा कि भाई डेडली इतना इंप्रूव कर रहा है, या रियो इतना इंप्रूव कर रहा है, या अचानक से बैड लव इतना इंप्रूव कर गया, या आयान इतना इंप्रूव कर गया उसके पीछे, तो आई विल ऑब्वियसली ऑलवेज टॉक अबाउट कि मैंने क्या किया है क्या नहीं किया, बिकॉज देयर इन द प्रोसेस लाइज. आई थिंक
Yeah.
आई एम वेरी मच कि भाई प्रोसेस के बारे में बात करूंगा, बट रिजल्ट्स आई डोंट थिंक इट इज एवर डाउन टू जस्ट द कोच और जस्ट द प्लेयर्स. इट्स मिक्सचर. बट
Absolutely.
क्रेडिट हमेशा प्लेयर्स को इसलिए मिलता है बिकॉज कोच चाहे 100% सिखा दे, एकदम अच्छा हो, लाइक
At the
ही
end
कुड
of
बी
the
द
day,
बेस्ट
decision
कोच.
making तो player का ही है.
एग्जैक्टली, सर्वर में उसको परफॉर्म करना ओबीडियंस से, डिसिप्लिन से और एकदम टू द टी, दैट इज स्टिल ऑन द प्लेयर. तुम बेस्ट कोच को ले आओ, तुमको बेस्ट कोच कौन लगता है, डूम्ब्रोस, चैट, किसी को भी ले आओ इंडियन टीम में कोच बना दो, ही माइट बी द बेस्ट कोच इन द वर्ल्ड, पर अगर प्लेयर्स कुछ और सोचेंगे गेम के बीच में करने का, ही कैन नॉट स्टॉप इट. ही हैज 60 seconds इन ईच
Absolutely.
हाफ. तो इट इज वेरी मच डाउन टू द प्लेयर्स, इसलिए प्लेयर्स को क्रेडिट ज्यादा मिलना चाहिए. आई एम ऑलवेज वोकल, इस चीज में मैं हमेशा वोकल रहूंगा कि प्लेयर्स को क्रेडिट मिलना चाहिए फॉर द विक्ट्रीज.
Absolutely.
He left lethal, but he's still okay. So guys, Merzil, we cannot talk about all these moves and everything. You have to understand. Okay.
उसके लिए अलग सा एपिसोड बनाएंगे where we talk about what teams are coming up
Yeah,
with new
that's true.
lineups.
और वो
We'll
सीए
make a
की
new
स्ट्रीम पे
separate video.
होगा,
हाँ.
बिकॉज मैं हमेशा सी वेरी ऑनेस्ट हेड टू हार्ट वाला चीज है मेरा कि भाई सीए हैज क्रिएटेड एन आईपी, ओके, ऑफ दैट, कि भाई वो रोस्टर स्ट्रीम करता है और हमेशा से जितने भी गेस्ट आते हैं उसकी स्ट्रीम पे आते हैं. आई वांट टू कंटिन्यू दैट आईपी, वो जो है कि भाई
Yeah.
वो उसकी स्ट्रीम पे होता है. अभी जैसे मैंने ये आईपी क्रिएट किया, मैं चाहता हूँ कि मेरी स्ट्रीम पे ये आईपी चलता रहे. तो वैसे ही समथिंग, इट्स हिज बेबी. सो इंस्टेड ऑफ जस्ट कॉपिंग, व्हेन वी आर फ्रेंड्स, जब हम सब दोस्त लोग ये बैठे हैं, तुम तो वहां पे स्ट्रीम करेंगे, फर्क नहीं पड़ता ना एट द एंड ऑफ द डे. इट्स इट्स नॉट जस्ट अबाउट नंबर्स कि भाई मैं स्ट्रीम करूंगा और मेरे नंबर आ जाएंगे, बिकॉज आई डोंट थिंक I think we all care about numbers, but I don't think anyone wants to steal numbers from anyone. ये अच्छा यार, ये बीच में ये आ जाते हैं ना ये लोग.
But it's fine. मतलब people.
नहीं यार, ये बॉट्स बहुत ज्यादा ही आ रहे हैं आजकल.
कुछ कर नहीं सकते हम लोग. All we can do is put them on timeout or
हाँ,
hide them.
कुछ नहीं कर सकते.
I don't know what these people are doing. क्या फायदा है इनका ये सब चीज का?
बेस्ट कोच एसएटीएल से भाई, ऑनेस्टली इज अ ग्रेट पर्सनालिटी. इज अ ग्रेट पर्सनालिटी.
Sushi is a very fun guy
Yeah.
to hang out with as well. You guys have no clue.
Oh, that I do not know, but I've talked to him
Yeah.
briefly CS:GO और वो सब इंटरव्यूज और वो सब के टाइम पे, एंड मैं आई एम समवन कि अगर मेरे पास टाइम है और उसकी स्ट्रीम चल रही है तो मैं देखता हूँ, बिकॉज इट्स वेरी फन.
He's very witty.
हाँ,
He's very witty.
दैट इज ट्रू. अच्छा हैकर भाई, एक चीज मैं हमेशा पूछना चाहता हूँ फॉर एवरी फ्रॉम एवरी कोच, बहुत ही रैपिड फायर वाली चीज है ये. 5 things, your 5 statements you will tell any budding player कि भाई वो उसको उसके ऊपर काम करना चाहिए. ओके, सो 5 things a player should work on or keep in his mind in order to become better. ठीक है.
Have a fixed aim routine. Learn a lot about Valorant in terms of agents. Like try to play as many agents as you can. Try to master one from each class so that you know you are jack of all trades from at least one agent you have prepared. And I understand that you know being jack of all trades and master of none is like the good, not a good thing, but you have to learn so that you can be a little bit more versatile. You have to you know actively hunt for teammates while playing with people, and you know you need to make sure that you create friends outside you know the ones that you're queuing in with, so that as much as you get recognition with playing with the players, then you can also, it can also help you in creating a team if you guys are from maybe same country or anything like that. And lastly, I would say that you guys have to keep fighting and never give up. That is what my hashtag also says, that never give up, keep fighting.
That's true.
These are like the 5 things that I would say
Well
to any
summed up.
player.
Well summed up. और यहाँ पे किसी ने पूछा थॉट्स ऑन विभोर, आई थिंक इज अ
He's a
फैंटास्टिक
he's a
प्लेयर, बाकी
fantastic
विक्रांत भाई
player.
बताएंगे.
I think Vibhor is a kind of guy who plays basically all agents. अगर आप देखोगे उसकी
हाँ.
streams भी, he's the one who can fill in any role. He can play any role. So that it makes him much more versatile, understands situations better, and that is why he's been one of the key players for whatever roster he has played with VLT or with Orangutan or now with
हम्म.
God's Reign. He has been one of the the superstar of that specific teams that he have played with, always stepping up when the team requires him.
True. uh, what is your favorite thing about yourself?
About myself,
Yeah.
I am very confident about my coaching abilities. If we talk
Nice.
about something related to the game, I believe in myself that the ability, the thought process, the things that I think about the game is much more different than what people think about it. That is what I'm most confident about.
That's true. That is also an important trait to have if you want to be successful, guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What do you think about Hawks, and is he considered a young player?
Hoaxkin, Hoax is a young player. Yes, he is a young player. But I cannot call him a rookie because Hoax has been actively playing for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
So he has been competing actively since last year that I have seen him compete. I'm not sure since when he has been competing, but I've seen him in Valorant. Last year he was playing for some team. I think he was also playing for Valor this in
Yeah,
the
he was
early
playing
half
for
of
Valor.
2022. So yes, he's still a young player. He's what 20 years old, I think 19 or 20.
What are the common things you get to hear from relatives when you say you are an esports coach?
Mm, Nothing, absolutely nothing. They because they know that the paycheck that I get and more importantly the passion that I have for this. They have absolutely no comment. And even if they have those comments, I tend to ignore them.
That's true. That's true. Amit, I have missed a lot of things. I hope timestamps come in description. Amit, that is mighty. That is a mighty ask from someone who's very lazy. But I will try. I am not
Your
saying I won't
five
try.
best best player Indian team with all roles considered. So I have to select one agent for one
Not
role
agent, but
or
just
one
think like जो कि एक ऐसी टीम,
irrespective of.
हाँ जो कुछ भी मतलब खेल लेगी, वो
Okay,
रियलिस्टिकली
so
वो एक टूर्नामेंट में पार्टिसिपेट कर सकती है.
okay, so I have to add Rafuel. Obviously, Rafuel is like my go-to pick.
Yeah.
Rafuel, I'll add SK Rossi. I'll add Lightning Fast. I'll add Blackhawk for controller.
Yeah.
And for Sentinel, I would either add, if I want to play Chamber, I would have added Harsh, but if other Chamber Sentinels, then I would add Wimp.
Nice.
No hate to any of the players
Yeah.
that I have not mentioned. There are a lot of players, and you have asked for my five, irrespective of roles. So this is what I can give.
That's true. To give you a context, सागर भाई, ये मैं एक साल से बोल रहा हूँ. मेरा जो 5 है, मेरा 5 के मेरा 6 है. माई टीम अगर मैं को चूज
Okay.
करने को मिला, एंड इट्स वेरी बायस्ड. आई हैव
Okay.
डेथ मेकर, एंटीडोट, लाइटनिंग फास्ट, हेल फाइटर,
Okay.
एसके
So
रॉसी एंड राइट टॉयस.
okay. So basically, it's like four Bengalis. Why don't you get two other Bengalis
वेरी
as
ट्रू.
well and
वही
make it a all Bengali
बहुत ही
lineup?
बायस्ड है, बहुत ही बायस्ड है, बट आई वुड लव टू
No, 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 but they are
coach that team.
super strong players as well. I mean,
Exactly, and I'd love to
though
coach
they are
that
not
team.
in my five. Yeah.
मेरे को ऐसा है कि मैं ऐसा टीम चूज करना चाहता जो जिसको कोच करने का मेरे को मन करेगा, लाइक
Hmm.
कि भाई
Does make sense.
पर्सनल
यार ये
कनेक्शन.
चीज लोगों को नहीं पता होती मालूम है.
हाँ.
The thing that you said that players coaches ये भी देख के आते हैं टीम में कि वो प्लेयर को कोच करने में मजा आएगा कि नहीं,
एग्जैक्टली.
ये प्लेयर कैसा होगा. यार मतलब for me one of the reasons I wanted to go to EXO is because I had Blackhawk there. I
ओह.
wanted to coach him. And then I had Sai there. Excali was like an added bonus, like he's there. So not a lot of people know, but Excali was his first professional team was with me.
ओह.
So we were playing for some organization. I don't even remember the name. We used to get some tacky targets of streaming to complete during back in 2013 something.
वाह.
But yes, we were like the first teammates.
नाइस.
आपकी लाइनअप में आईजीएल कौन करेगा? है ना, विम्प है ना आईजीएल करने के लिए?
Yes, Wimp. What's the best advice that someone gave you?
To me,
Yeah.
Blackhawk said one thing that लाइफ में सबका मदद करने जाएगा तो कुछ मिलेगा नहीं तेरे को. If
So
people are asking for your help, then do go help them. But if they are not asking for your help, then don't, voluntarily go help them.
that is very true.
Yeah. That is the only thing that he taught me, okay? Apart from that, absolutely nothing.
बाकी सब वाइस
Absolutely
वर्सा
nothing.
हुआ.
हाँ.
ओ भाई. बट हाँ वो चीज है. आई थिंक ये चीज ब्लैक हॉक ने बिल्कुल सही बोली. बिकॉज समटाइम्स व्हेन यू आर अ गुड पर्सन एट हार्ट, तो क्या होता है
Yeah.
ना, खुद से भी चले जाते हो हेल्प करने एंड
People
देन.
end up taking advantage of you.
हाँ. और वो फिर
Absolutely.
लास्ट में यू एंड अप फीलिंग बैड फॉर योर ओन सेल्फ ओनली कि भाई.
Absolutely.
बिल्कुल. ये सब हो गया. एनी सीएसगो लाइनअप बैक देन जो आज भी डोमिनेट करती इफ एग्जिस्ट इन वैलोरेंट 2?
I think entity. The last entity that existed. I think that had Ace, Anuj, Excali, Deathmaker, and someone.
इमेजिन जी वाला रोस्टर. हेल रेंजर, डेथ मेकर,
Ah,
एंटीडोट, हेल फाइटर.
would have dominated. But see, Indian scene में ना सबसे best चीज मैंने क्या सीखा है मालूम है? No one can be called as an absolute king.
दैट्स ट्रू.
Like there will be moments when some team will be at top. There will be moment that same team will be, struggling against
या.
tier 2 teams. No one can be called as best. CSGO coming back. I think Sky Sports has their IP coming. Next year they're going to have like huge tournaments. Currently they're having one tournament.
या. And also there are other IPs coming as well, like for
Yeah.
CS:GO. I'll tell you there are as many as 6 very decently sized or big tournaments coming for CS:GO in 2023. Cannot name any of them. I cannot tell you anything. उसमें से एक Sky
Cannot
Sports वाला लीग
really.
है, but it's a good time for CS:GO because see now जैसे कि हमने शुरुआत में बात किया स्ट्रीम के, अभी ट्रिकल डाउन वाला इफेक्ट अब वैलोरेंट से दूसरे ई स्पोर्ट्स में आएगा.
Hmm.
And it's a wonderful time to be a CS:GO player or a Dota player who stuck to it.
Yeah.
Will Valorant Pro shift back to CS:GO? You might see some people shift back. I won't be surprised.
Pe-
क्या बोलते हो
People
आगे?
people can switch to whatever game they want. At the end of the day, they want to compete, and that is their own personal preference. I think why are we even discussing about it?
Yeah. नहीं, I think
Top,
it's very logical ना, मतलब.
yeah. मतलब अपने प्लेयर का पर्सपेक्टिव रहता है. There are so many people who are interested in CS:GO, but they came to Valorant because there were no tournaments in
Exactly.
CS:GO.
No, they can go
So
back.
they, if they want, they can go back. If they
Yeah.
don't want to, they cannot.
Who is
We
your
cannot,
favorite player to coach? You can say he already said it. It's raw fuel.
yeah.
Top 5 teams from APAC League prediction. मतलब top 5 teams in Ascension. Yeah, APAC में top 5 अभी. From
Top
both
five.
of you,
I
अच्छा.
mean, we have to predict for what in Ascension who will be like top
हाँ.
five.
हाँ.
Okay, so the number one team is obviously Bleed. I mean, without any doubt, Bleed is going. No, I think Bleed is going to win next year. I don't want to.
Let's go.
I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, with JH coming back, I think you guys are like unstoppable now. No hate to Retla. I absolutely love watching Retla play.
Yeah.
In fact, I tend to, when I'm playing as an individual, I tend to imitate some aspects of him as well because I enjoy watching him. But JH, he's amazing, amazing guy. So number one would be him. Second, I would say like maybe some Filipino team like this SBE.
Okay.
SBE's
Southbuilt
lineup is
Esports.
getting revamped. Yeah, SBE or SBE or Oasis. I think either one. Like from them.
Okay.
Oasis was also rebuilding.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what their new lineup is. But yeah, any one Filipino team. I think Fancy is going to be there.
Fancy in top 5.
Yes,
That
yes,
is going
yes,
to be
yes.
some like a very big thing for Vietnam CS.
Yes,
Vietnam
yes,
World
yes,
Valorant.
absolutely. Their philosophy, their principle is absolutely mad. Mad. Like the way they played Fracture, the way they play
Yeah.
Ascent, absolutely mad. I feel Fancy deserves to be in top 5 next year. Then I would say this team, uh, the Indonesian team, the one Boom. Boom can
Boom.
also be there. And lastly, I think there is one Filipino super team that is getting formed right now. I cannot talk about it
Hmm.
because it could create some unnecessary controversy for us. But yes, that team is actually what I feel would be the best team.
So
And
no
also,
Korean and Japanese teams.
mm, yeah, it's like, I have to choose. If I start, putting these things into perspective, then there are so many teams that I'm leaving out Edward Gaming. I mean, Kang is like
Edward
the
Gaming
best
cannot
player to watch.
participate, right?
No, they can. China and Taiwan have their independent qualifiers.
What?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In Oceania,
It's
Oceania has one
HKTW.
slot.
It's HKTW. It's not China.
Yeah,
Chinese players are
China
not.
also has. There are 12 slots, 10 or 12 slots.
There are 20 slots, like 10 into 2, 10 regions. I think HKTW
Yeah,
is a region, Hong Kong and Taiwan. I don't
Hong
think
Kong,
China
Taiwan
has
is a
a
region.
region. Yeah.
If China doesn't have a region, then then I think I read it that Chinese teams are going to compete next year actively
I
because
mean,
these guys have actively been scrimming as well.
yeah, they're actively streaming, but then I think they have to go through the Hong Kong route. Like uh,
Yeah,
they have to
maybe.
pick players from Hong Kong or Taiwan.
Yeah, maybe. So let's keep them out of top five then.
Yeah.
Then South Korea, I think all the top teams are competing. I don't think so that a team would come in and dominate
Okay.
because APAC has, I mean, not APAC, the SEA teams are absolutely mad dogs.
But there's
They can
there's
create.
Damwon.
Damwon is there, but I think that SEA teams would dominate them easily.
Okay. Yes.
There's no denying that.
Nice. In Japan, you have uh, Crazy Raccoon. Yeah.
There is also Sengoku Gaming.
Yeah, Sengoku with two Russian
There,
players.
yeah. Something like you or something. That this guy this has something in the name.
Yeah, it's something
Absolutely
RR or
crazy.
something. Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely crazy. Sengoku is also one of the teams that I'm looking for. Not top five because their playstyle is heavily reliant on individual brilliances, and I don't feel
Sengoku
individual.
best in Japan Ascension. So Shant.
Absolutely, I believe in that because I've seen a couple of things from them and they are absolutely crazy.
Nice. And Sushant says no Ja in SVE.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
what I'm saying, that there is new roster that is being formed. I'm not sure about what the roster is. I can say this as well, that Aziz is not playing in SBA anymore.
Yeah.
Where he's going to, I cannot reveal that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that this is what I fancy. I feel can be in top five. Absolutely.
So you have Bleed, South Build, Fancy. You
Not
have
South
Boom.
Bill. Let's create that the Filipino super team.
Okay, the
Let's
Filipino
keep
super
it like
team.
that.
And
Yeah,
then you have Boom
Filipino super
and
team. Boom and this fancy.
nice. I mean, they asked me as well. I think I'd
Myth.
go with Bleed, Myth, and Boom, Damwon, and then maybe top five. I would go with a second Thai roster in Zergia.
Okay. Xerxia and not this team. John Olson's team.
John
What
Olsen
is the
is
name
in
of
Myth
that team?
only, no? Oh, Full Sense.
No, no,
You're
no.
talking about
Full
Full
sense.
Sense.
Full sense.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no,
Full
no,
sense.
not Full Sense.
Okay.
I think Myth are better, honestly, right now. And I mean, Zergia, I just feel like it will come together for them. It always does somehow. Like it's just like Boom, right? So that is for me the top five in Ascension. But yeah, I do believe Damwon is going to be a craze. I think so. One of the toughest teams to beat in Ascension this time. Views on
I
Neymar team
feel
and Ronaldo team losing.
Bleed is the toughest team to beat, in my opinion. I don't think so. Any team is like
Maybe, yeah.
everyone is thinking about how to beat Bleed. I think
I'm
2023 is like the only conquest everyone is going to have in their mind is like how we can beat Bleed.
That's true. That's true. I mean, that might be the case, but for us, I mean, for like let's say from my perspective, I think Tamon will be the toughest team to beat because I cannot say Bleed because I'm already a part
Obviously,
of Bleed. I cannot beat
obviously.
Bleed. So I believe from my perspective, Tamon is definitely going to be. If you don't
Yeah.
remember, Enigma lost against Goblin Attackers, and Excali dodges questions about that match. I remember Enigma lost to Goblin Attackers, bro. And it was a
See,
very heartbreaking
every
thing because that
team.
was a best of one, and Tesseract had just joined them.
See, I'll tell you one thing that, if there are tournaments in which you keep a best of one format elimination, so you have to keep in mind that upsets can happen. And no, though I have said this before and I'm saying this now that no team is playing to lose, but if some team, if you make mistakes and some team is capitalizing on your mistakes, then obviously if you lose the match, then you have to accept the loss. And I think he has accepted that. I'm not sure
Yes,
about if he has dodged the questions or not, and I'm not defending him, but I'm
exactly.
saying that, they might have accepted in their, when they might have had their own team meeting, they might have accepted all their mistakes and, might have even reviewed the board and everything.
Yeah. OG, Arpit. Yes, OG will be a good contender for the Indian region, for the South Asian region. But I don't think any Indian team can be in the top five in Ascension, honestly.
Not next year, but
Yeah. So Vikrant bhai, so I'll tell you, on my
mm,
stream when challenges was announced, right? I
mm,
immediately said India or South Asia needs a 3-year plan because 2025
yes,
May, if you know, you will have two slots into the franchise from
yes,
Ascension. एक slot में बहुत difficult है, बहुत difficult
yes,
है to win because there will always be that one team that nobody can beat. But with two
absolutely
slots, it suddenly opens
possible,
the game up.
possible.
But the problem is right now I don't see any org uh, coming up with a philosophy like that so far. कि 3 years वाला philosophy है.
Mm,
Is SATL hiring a Valor roster? I cannot say that, but from what I see, I'll tell you the conversation that happened. Sid replied to my tweet a month ago and said that SATL will have a roster in 2023, but there has been no updates about it. Okay, there may be rumors, there may be things, but I cannot say anything about whether SATL will not have a team or will they, because there are no confirmations. BO1s are just like that. Probability of upsets are always up there, especially with round difference taken into account. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Sushant. I'll always going in for supporting Indian teams. Eh,
thank you for your support, man.
that should always be
That
there.
means a lot.
I mean,
Means a
see,
lot.
you should always support your region, but you should be realistic as well. Optimistic, but realistic at the same time. And also, support with criticism is always welcome. Support with hate is very different. So when people talk about like when the entire episode happened with Excali and some user on Twitter who was sort of abusing Enigma and everything for their performances in challenges. What Excali wrote is very true. Is that they also are playing to win, just like Hackerby said here, and they
Yeah,
also know कि भाई उनको भी दर्द हो रहा है. It's not like they're going to party कि भाई उनको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. But sometimes these are all coping mechanisms that you have to understand.
yeah,
And they just keep working hard, man, because they also have ambitions. You have to understand, as fans, your only thing is to see the team win, but for them it is about achieving that dream themselves. So imagine
absolutely.
how driven they must be. But yeah, so questions: if SATUL and Guadal enter Valorant, viewership will increase. I mean, obviously it will increase. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, but just getting viewership is not important here.
Exactly.
More importantly, they are looking for, if they want to enter, then they have to look rosters actively that, that can compete also at the highest level.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to live up to that name as well. So it is getting. I feel that it would be a little difficult for them because all the top players have already been scattered into different top teams.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious about how they are what approach they are going to take if they want to get into the scene and how they are going to recruit players is something I'm excited about.
That's true. आरवीके रॉकिल जॉइनिंग ऐसे 12 बिकॉज दे ट्वीटेड रॉकेट. नहीं भाई, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. मतलब ऐसा हो भी सकता है, मैं बोलूँ ऐसा कुछ नहीं है जस्ट बिकॉज दे ट्वीटेड
They
रॉकेट.
bar देख सच्चाई मुझे सब पता है, मैं बता नहीं सकता। वो
But
रॉकेट अभी फेक है या असली है, आई कैन नॉट कमेंट।
that's true.
इतना ही मैं बोलूंगा कि आई थिंक दैट इज देयर अनाउंसमेंट, उनको करने दो। अगर
Exactly.
वो फार्मिंग कर रहे हैं तो तुम लोग वो लोग को ट्रोल करो,
तो भाई सीधी सा
उससे
बात
ज्यादा
है,
मैं कुछ नहीं बोलूंगा।
मैं भी पहले बताता था जब मैं ट्विच पे स्ट्रीम करता था, बिकॉज ट्विच पे बेसिक जन देखते नहीं थे, ठीक है। एंड मैं यूट्यूब पे भी बता सकता हूँ, बिकॉज हमारे चैनल से कोई क्लिप विप नहीं जाती है, हम उतने फेमस नहीं है कि हमारे चैनल से क्लिप विप्स जाएंगे। हम बता सकते हैं, बट प्रॉब्लम इज व्हेन यू हैव वर्कड विद ऑर्ग्स ना, यू अंडरस्टैंड कि उनका कितना इन्वेस्टमेंट जाता है, सब कुछ जाता है। एंड व्हेन यू लीक इट जस्ट लाइक दैट ना, उनकी पूरी मेहनत बर्बाद हो जाती है। दे हैव टू आंसर टू स्पॉन्सर्स, ये वो, और स्पॉन्सर्स मिलना ऐसे ही बहुत मुश्किल है, मतलब ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को। एक्चुअल स्पॉन्सर्स लाइक मनी स्पॉन्सर्स, आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट पार्टनर्ड स्पॉन्सर्स जो पेरिफेरल्स या वो सब देते हैं या कुछ अमेनिटीज देते हैं। टॉकिंग अबाउट एक्चुअल स्पॉन्सर्स विच इज कैश स्पॉन्सर्स।
मॉनेटरी स्पॉन्सर।
एग्जैक्टली, वो स्पॉन्सर्स को एक्सप्लेन करना बहुत जरूरी होता है कि भाई वो टारगेट सेट करते हैं कि हमको इस अनाउंसमेंट से इतने इंप्रेशन, ये वो हमारा टारगेट है। वो टारगेट मीट नहीं हुआ, उनको बताना पड़ता है ये वो। तो मैं क्यों इनडायरेक्टली एक चीज को हार्म करूं, जब वी आर ऑल अबाउट पुशिंग द इंडियन सीन अप एंड अबव? क्यों? फिर तो वो फैलेसी हो गई ना कि भाई तुम बोल तो रहे हो तुमको इंडियन सीन बेटर चाहिए, बट तुम यहाँ पे सिर्फ लाइक्स फार्म करने के लिए लीक पे लीक किए जा रहे हो। सटल लीक्स फिर भी चलते हैं यार, बहुत जन सटल लीक्स करते हैं आई गेस, मतलब जो डायरेक्टली नहीं बोलते, इनडायरेक्टली कुछ ना कुछ बोलते हैं। बट मेरे को, मैं ऐसे ही ठीक हूँ। मेरे को अगर कुछ बात करना है रोस्टर्स के बारे में, तो वो रोस्टर वाली जो स्ट्रीम होती है मैं उसमें बात करता हूँ, और नहीं तो
हाँ
छोड़ दो।
यार, इज देयर एनीथिंग एल्स दैट यू गाइस वांट टू आस्क एक्सेप्ट फॉर ड्रीम टीम्स,
या
या फिर
बिकॉज
कुछ
ड्रीम टीम्स भी
और?
हो चुकी हैं अब्दुल्ला।
हाँ
मैं कोशिश करूंगा टाइम स्टैम्प्स की, अब्दुल्ला एंड एवरीवन।
यार, इट इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी टॉल टास्क फॉर यू यार, गॉड स्पीड।
खुद से नहीं करूंगा मैं टेंशन
हाँ
नहीं है।
ऑब्वियसली।
मैं सीए को टारगेट मत करो, सीए को मैं कभी भी टारगेट कर सकता हूँ। मेरे को पूरा हक है टारगेट करने का, कर नहीं रहा हूँ यहाँ पे, बट मैं कभी भी टारगेट कर सकता हूँ। इवन आई एम एस ड्यूअल फैन, बट आई एग्री। देखो गाइस, एवरीथिंग इज डन अभी। यू हैव 5 मिनट्स, जल्दी जल्दी बताओ, बिकॉज हैकर भाई को जाना भी होगा। ऑलमोस्ट मैंने 2 घंटे ले लिए हैं हैकर भाई के। तो जल्दी जल्दी बताओ, जो भी क्वेश्चन हो हम रैपिड फायर सा कर लेंगे अभी। 5 मिनट है तुम्हारे पास, 5 मिनट में जितने क्वेश्चन पूछने पूछ लो। व्यूज ऑन सोलमेट
Views
एंड न्यू
on
आरजी।
views on I think that it is a very strong team, and I feel that they are going to play much better than what they are playing currently.
हैकर भाई फेवरेट डिश?
हैकर भाई फेवरेट डिश भाई बहुत सारी, मैं तो
एक एक
फूड
एक चूज
फ्रीक
करो।
हूँ। बहुत डिफिकल्ट है यार, हाउ कैन यू चूज
देखो
वन?
भाई, खाने की बात आती है तो चूज करना ही पड़ता है।
चलो आई कैन चूज लाइक ब्रेकफास्ट लंच डिनर, ऐसा ठीक है।
हाँ हाँ, चलो वो भी चलेगा।
ठीक है, ब्रेकफास्ट में वड़ा पाव,
हाय
लंच
हाय।
में लंच में मे बी बिरयानी, डिनर में पिज्जा।
वाह वाह वाह। लंच में बिरयानी इज एक्चुअली अ वेरी वाइज चॉइस, बिकॉज पेट बहुत
यस
भारी हो जाता है, और
यस
रात को नहीं खानी चाहिए बिरयानी और ये सब। तो
यस।
और मेरा तो भाई आई एम वेरी, मैं मेरे को बहुत चीज़ पसंद है। मेरे को पीने में मेरा फेवरेट है कोकोनट वाटर। और दूसरा, खाने में मैं तुमको एक डिश सबको बताऊंगा, हैकर भाई आपको भी बता रहा हूँ। मिक्स सॉस पेन्ने पास्ता विथ जुकीनी, ब्रोकली, बेल पेपर्स एंड गार्लिक।
ओह
कोई भी रेस्टोरेंट में
नाइस।
अगर कस्टम बनाने का हो ना, बताना। मिक्स सॉस पेन्ने पास्ता विद दीज थिंग्स। और पेन्ने, अगर अगर रिगेटोनी मिल जाए तो रिगेटोनी, ठीक है।
ओके
रिगेटोनी नहीं मिले तो पेन्ने।
ओके, ट्राई करूंगा मैं
खा
अगर
के
रहेगा
तो
तो।
ऑनेस्टली दिस विल बी द बेस्ट थिंग यू हैव एवर हैड इन टर्म्स ऑफ पास्ता, ठीक है।
आई विल ट्राई। हैकर भाई का नेटिव, आई एम माय डैड इज महाराष्ट्रियन एंड माय मॉम इज कन्नड़।
योर
So I'm half
एक्सपेक्टेशंस फ्रॉम गॉड्स
Maharashtrian,
रेन?
half Kannada. They next year they are going to be like the contender.
नाइस। हैज एनीवन एवर कॉल्ड यू जॉनी सिंस?
A lot of people have actually.
व्हाट वैल्यू एन और प्रोवाइड्स टू देयर स्टाफ्स एंड प्लेयर्स?
I think we have discussed about this, no?
हाँ, इन शॉर्ट मैं बता देता हूँ। एन ऑर्ग प्रोवाइड्स देम विद अमेनिटीज, सैलरी और बूट कैम्प, ये वो जो भी। इन रिटर्न दे वांट रिजल्ट्स और कुछ ऑब्लिगेशंस ये वो रहते हैं, वो पूरे करने पड़ते हैं। स्टारबक्स, थर्ड वेव और स्ले, योर पिक।
Starbucks.
स्टारबक्स,
And I would like to add a name over here if you
या
want to try out the coffee. Oh, why am I not remembering the name now? Oh, my bad. If I remember the name, I'll tell you
पक्का.
what coffee I have.
What your family thinks about your profession, dude. रेले मैं बता रहा हूँ ये. पहले बात तो ये बताओ,
They
ये क्वेश्चन हैकर भाई के लिए है ना? तुमने मेरे को
हाँ
टैग
हाँ
किया
हाँ.
है. आप
So
बताओ हैकर भाई, फिर मैं बताता हूँ.
my parents are very proud of me now. Now whatever I'm doing, they are like invested in me. They are curious. No, they don't follow the esports scene very, from the scratch or from the ground, but they are interested that, I'm doing
Yeah.
something that I really want to. So they're very happy.
अच्छा, अर्पित मेरे से भी पूछ रहा है वो. देखो, मेरा तो यार, मेरे को स्टारबक्स नहीं पसंद ऑनेस्टली. थर्ड वेव हमारे यहाँ आता नहीं है कैलकाटा में, तो मैं स्ले चूज करता हूँ. स्ले मैंने पी है, ठीक ठाक है, कुछ उतनी अच्छी नहीं है मेरे को ऑनेस्टली. कॉफी अगर बोलोगे तो आई आई लव कोथाज कॉफी. ठीक है, अगर किसी को पता होगा, साउथ इंडिया का ब्रांड है कोथाज बोल के. ट्राई करना है अगर मैं बता रहा हूँ, और नहीं तो फिर
Yeah,
डेविड ऑफ.
the coffee I'm talking about is Blue Tokai.
ओ हो ब्लू. ये भी मैंने पिया गाइस. दैट इज आल्सो सुपीरियर देन
Yes.
ऑल थ्री ऑफ दीस. ब्लू टोकाई कॉफी रोस्टर्स नाम है उस जगह का. एंड
Yeah,
इट्स
they
एब्सोल्युटली
get
ब्यूटीफुल.
amazing है. अगर आपके पास फ्रेंच प्रेस है या फिर पोर ओवर है या मशीन है कुछ, तो
ओ
आपको मजा आ
हो,
जाएगा.
मजा आ जाएगा. कोथास का भी सेम है गाइस, साउथ इंडियन है ये वो. पोर ओवर वो सब वहां पे मिलता भी है उनके वेबसाइट पे. और डेविड ऑफ तो सबको पता है, डेविड ऑफ मतलब.
हाँ, डेविड ऑफ इज लाइक इंस्टेंट कॉफी.
हाँ मतलब
दीज
डेविड ऑफ इज
कॉफी
लाइक
टेक मैन.
प्रीमियम. डेविड
हाँ
ऑफ का
हाँ.
टेस्ट जस्ट मेल्ट्स मतलब.
यस.
हैकर भाई
यस
शादी कब
यस.
करेंगे?
अभी नहीं.
नाइस. यही आंसर होना चाहिए सबका अभी. भाई आदमी कुछ अचीव तो कर ले हम लोग मतलब.
एब्सोल्युटली.
तुम
स्ट्रगल
लोग
कर रहे हैं अभी.
मेरे पीछे भी पड़े रहते हो, घर वाले भी पड़े रहते
आप
हैं, बट समझना
आप
जरूरी
लोग
है.
आप लोग सुपर चैट देके मेरा घर थोड़ी चलाओगे.
हाँ.
मेरे को चलाना पड़ेगा ना खुद से
एग्जैक्टली
घर.
exactly. अब मेरे को तो ऑनेस्टली मेरे बस तो पैसे.
सस्टेनेबल तो हो जाओ.
पैसे का एक मिशन सबका रहता है, बट उससे ज्यादा
हाँ
अचीवमेंट्स का है. अभी मैं जो रिस्क
हाँ.
ले पा रहा हूँ अकेले रह के, वो शादी करने का नहीं
एब्सोल्युटली,
ले
क्योंकि
पाऊँ.
तभी तुम्हारे सिर पे वो रहेगा ना,
बोझ.
रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज रहेगा, बर्डन रहेगा.
रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज का. शादी दोनों लाइव स्ट्रीम करोगे? भाई देखो, आई थिंक सो ये ट्रेंड सेट हुआ है बिंक्स के थ्रू.
यार नहीं.
ये ट्रेंड सेट
इंस्टाग्राम
हुआ
पे
है.
स्टोरी भी शायद ही डालूंगा मैं. आई एम अ वेरी रिजर्व पर्सन. आई एम
एग्जैक्टली
नॉट
exactly.
समवन हु इज दिस.
भाई आई एम वेरी पब्लिक इन माई थॉट्स. पर इन टर्म्स ऑफ ये सब, मेरा इंस्टाग्राम जाके देख लो. शंशा पूरा एकदम बंजर पड़ा है मेरा इंस्टाग्राम. ना स्टोरी डालता हूँ ना कुछ डालता हूँ. कभी भूले
Need of
भटके किसी का
academy
नहीं.
roster in India. I think that, a couple of organizations should create an academy roster, like ROG has done, because that would allow players to nurture more. They can get into the competitive scene,
यस.
and they can get that kickstart that is needed for any player or any upcoming talent. And this would be like our own indigenous project, where we can create, develop talents in
या.
India. And more importantly, we can make our, जैसे मैंने पहले भी बोला है कि if we make our SA region competitive enough, then obviously we will be at a point where we'll be able to compete against SEA or any other region, because we have a very competitive region as a
दैट्स ट्रू.
whole. अगर आपका region ही competitive नहीं रहेगा, तो आप बाहर जाके performance बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है. Even though you're scrimming SEA teams on a daily basis, that doesn't mean that you're going to go and demolish some SEA teams, unless and until you have a good competition in your own region. तब तक मुश्किल ही है.
दैट्स ट्रू. और मैं सिर्फ ये बताना चाहूंगा गाइस, मैं जब रैकनिंग ज्वाइन किया था, दैट वाज द फर्स्ट अकेडमी प्रोजेक्ट एवर वैलोरेंट में. इट वाज कॉल्ड रैकनिंग इन्फिनिटी. एंड दे रीच टॉप 32, टॉप 16 ऑफ वीसीसी क्वालिफायर्स. तो हमने भी कोशिश की थी. उसके बाद इट बिखर गया जब मैं छोड़ा. आई डोंट नो व्हाई, बट जो भी था. बट हम आई एम वेरी मच अ प्रोपोनेंट ऑफ अकेडमी सेटअप. हाँ भाई, सॉरी पांडे जी, आपका क्वेश्चन हमने इग्नोर कर दिया. वेरी सॉरी. बट हाँ, प्रोग्राम्स लाइक आरओजी अकेडमी शुड बी ब्रॉट टू द टेबल दैट सिंपली अवॉइडिंग वैलो सीन बाय सेइंग टैलेंट पूल इज स्मॉल इन इंडिया. वेरी ट्रू. इसी का जवाब अभी हैकर भाई ने दिया है इन डिफरेंट क्वेश्चन. यही चीज का आंसर हो चुका है. शुड एसएटीएल स्टार्ट विद अकेडमी टीम?
I
कोई.
think that depends on SA12.
एग्जैक्टली.
हम डिसाइड कर ही नहीं सकते, और ना
ग्रेट
ही हम
स्ट्रीम.
किसी को बोल सकते हो कि आप स्टार्ट करो. All we can say is that Indian organizations can come up with academy
या.
teams, not necessarily like maybe SA12, God, like Revenant या कोई भी और
या.
organization. We cannot take single out and ask them to create it, because
हाँ.
that is like a difficult task.
मतलब you have to understand it's ultimately an investment as well. उनके investment में तुम्हारा हक नहीं है. It's
हाँ
their decision at the end of the day. Great stream, loved it. Thanks, man. Others, props to Hackerby for coming in, and props to all of you for coming in as well. Because I don't stream much. मैंने ये आजकल बहुत stream करना
how to
कम कर दिया है.
join how to join ROG Academy, asking for a friend. Can you just please follow ROG Asus ROG India on Instagram? There will be an announcement post in couple of days regarding the next season and what all things are required to, you need to follow to register yourself for next season. So just go ahead and, follow Asus ROG India page
He's
to
asking
get all
because he
the
applied for
details there.
ROG Academy पिछले season.
Oh,
He's a
great
very
idea.
good up and coming player.
Tanay,
Yeah.
did he
His name
apply
is
last season?
Deagle
What is
TG.
his in game? Okay, I might have to see. Last time, there were like 2,000 players and I had to scout like 6 players
Yeah.
from my team.
I mean, it's a painful job. It's a
Yes.
painful job. But Tane is a very good up and coming player.
How to kill 20 bots in hard range, also asking for a friend. I think it comes with practice, man. I mean, if you keep on practicing, and next time, I don't think so. No, sorry, I cannot reveal this.
But
All I can say that maybe next time
हाँ,
you might not need to do this.
सही है भाई. देखो होता है ना, देखो हैकर भाई नहीं बोल सकते. ही
Yeah.
कोच तमाओ सुशांत.
Yes,
एंड
Zuko and Tamao.
मैं बस एक ही चीज बताना चाहूंगा भाई, कभी कभी है ना क्या होता है, कुछ लिमिटेशंस होती हैं, कुछ अदर फैक्टर्स भी होते हैं जो जैसे हैकर भाई रिवील नहीं कर सकते. प्रोसेस के जो सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस और ये सब होता है. बट आई होप कि अब आई थिंक आरओजी एकेडमी इज गिविंग सॉर्ट ऑफ लाइक अ मोर फ्री अप्रोच और ये सब सिलेक्शन में एंड फुल कंट्रोल. तो होपफुली वी गेट actual up and coming talents, because see hacker bhai, this is something I have been very vocal about on my streams.
Yeah.
ठीक है कि ROG एकेडमी में ऐसे प्लेयर्स आते हैं who have already had shots in Valorant. ठीक है, like very honestly it always felt, जब शुरुआत से, अभी इस सीजन से नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, वो शुरुआत से there are always players जो ऑलरेडी खेल चुके हैं, या तो अच्छी टीम में या अच्छे पोजीशन में वो लोग खेल चुके हैं, उनको मौका मिल चुका है.
Yeah.
And I always felt like, बिकॉज उसके बाद होता भी क्या था, यू ऑलवेज सॉ 2-3 महीने का अगर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, 2 महीने के बाद पीपल स्टार्टेड लीविंग, ऑलरेडी टीम ज्वाइन कर ली, ये कर लिया. सो दैट फेल्ट डिसरिस्पेक्टफुल टू द एंटायर प्रोसेस, एंड इट वाज आल्सो लाइक यू आर गेटिंग, यू आर स्टीलिंग समवन डिजर्विंग स्पेस, कि भाई कोई और बंदा सीख सकता है ज्यादा. मतलब
for this, that is what I also felt. That is why, if you look at the players from season 5, none of them competed actually. Like, like 4 or 5 of them were like playing for
क्या
the
द
first time.
तमाओ वाला जो वर्जन था,
हाँ,
that was brilliant
season 5.
because उसमें तमाओ ने
Yes.
नहीं खेला, जुको ने नहीं खेला,
नहीं
वो
खेला
सर्टिफाइड
था.
सीएसगो से जस्ट आया, एक या दो
हाँ,
टूर्नामेंट खेला. दैट इज वेरी गुड.
उनी ने नहीं खेला था.
हाँ,
सैवेज योद्धा ने नहीं खेला था.
सैवेज योद्धा ने
सीजन
भी
6 में
खेला, टियर 3
सीजन
वो सब
हाँ
में खेला, मतलब
सीजन
जस्टिफाइड है.
6 हाँ सीजन 6 was a little different because इतने हाई क्वालिटी के प्लेयर्स आए थे. I could have made like 2 rosters.
आई अंडरस्टैंड, बट
It was that difficult
अगेन सी
for me.
डॉक्सर,
हाँ
ये सब जो भी है अभी, जैसे पैंजर, ब्रैड और ये लोग सबको ही हैं.
हाँ
आई नो पैंजर एंड ब्रैड, ये लोग हमारे, पैंजर प्लेड इन रेकनिंग और ब्रैड
yeah
प्लेड
Panzer
इन
played in
रेकनिंग
Reckoning.
इन्फिनिटी.
Yeah, did he? I had no clue.
या
Okay,
So
I had no clue. So I know that DC got his shot like for medal. He played 2 maps, is what I know.
yeah, no, DC and all, see, I
And
justified.
हाँ
I am not Panzer और ये सब भी, I am not saying कि अभी
हाँ
चेंज
हाँ
मतलब गलत है. वेरी ट्रू.
हाँ
आई एम सेइंग कि अल्टीमेटली आवर गोल इज ऑब्वियसली कि भाई आगे जाके हम उन प्लेयर्स को ज्यादा मौका दें जो आए ही नहीं है
absolutely
सीन में. बिकॉज यू सी,
absolutely
I am very good friends, I love Jashan, right?
हाँ
But if you see Jashan wala season, literally every player that played, barring one
yeah
player, was already
they
part
were
of
all
their squad जो टॉप, मतलब शुरुआत में अच्छे थे सीन में जब Valorant शुरू हुआ
हाँ
था.
हाँ हाँ Yes, yes, I understand what you're saying. See,
हाँ.
that is what even I keep in mind. Like, the quality of players that we get, for top 20 or top
Yeah.
60, because that is when we start scrimming. So I tend to focus on each and every player, and I know there were a lot of players like from season 5 who I
Hmm.
didn't select, and they didn't get selected in season 6 as well. But they made remarkable amounts of improvement
Hmm.
because I gave them a feedback. That is what I
Nice.
have been doing. Like even the season 5 May, there were like 72 players. I gave 72 players individual feedbacks, like what is it that they
Yeah.
were doing wrong inside the game. Like even if there were some people who were like they had a bad decision making, so I said, right, okay, this
Yeah.
instance, I wrote the specific instance and I wrote that their decision making was
Yeah.
bad in that specific instance. Like the agent knowledge is not good, like maybe
Yeah.
the mechanics are not good, or they lack aim, or they lack the understanding of the game. They're dying off guard constantly. So I tend to give feedback to all the players who make it to scrims,
Hmm.
so that
That's
I
very
ensure,
good.
yeah, so that I ensure that, once I've seen one player, and I tend to see everyone's game. I have not missed a single game. In fact, if I am spectating inside the game, put it on I record it, and even if I've skipped something, I watch the VOD again
Hmm.
before giving them the score,
That's true.
so that I have to be very fair and
Yeah.
natural while scoring them. That it's
But I
not like
like
I
your
see one
idea.
round and then I judge them, and I just give them a score based off one round. No, I see the entire game. I see all the
Ah.
10 players, what is it they're doing, how they're impacting for the team, not necessarily the one who's fragging gets
Exactly.
selected. It's the amount of impact that you can create. So if
That's
you
true.
see, like, Prem and I mean Vortex Squad and Knife Jester were not that hard fragging in their scripts, but the amount of spaces that they were able to create for their
Yeah.
team, and the plays that they were making as a duelist, and Knife Jester playing like the flex who can play any agent, that was a really good thing. So I thought that, okay, these players are something that can spice up our lineup. We have a duelist who is mad, and then we have a player who can
Yeah.
basically play a duelist, or whatever is required. So it would be a fun thing to have. So that is how I tend to select the players. I never look at who has played the most or who has played the least. Yes, there were a lot of players who I felt that they should play scrims because they've had some previous experience. Because scrims में कैसा होता है, if I have to select players, okay, मैं अगर 60 players को randomly सॉर्ट आउट कर रहा हूँ, और मैं अलग अलग एजेंट के जो भी रहता है, से इनिशिएटर हो गया तो इनिशिएटर रोल के लिए रखा, या कंट्रोलर है तो कंट्रोलर रोल के लिए रखा, तो अगर मैं वो प्लेयर्स को वैसे सॉर्ट आउट कर रहा हूँ, तो मेरे लिए इंपॉर्टेंट भी ये चीज़ है कि आई नीड टू पुट प्लेयर्स ऑन एन इक्वल लेवल. तो आई हैव टू क्रिएट अ ब्लेस इन सच अ
Yeah.
वे, द प्लेयर बेस, दैट मैं प्लेयर्स को ऐसे इंडिविजुअली असाइन करते रहूँ एक्स वाई जेड जगह पे. तो मैं अच्छे क्वालिटी ऑफ प्लेयर्स को लेकर आके टॉप 60 में स्क्रिम कराऊंगा, तो अच्छे क्वालिटी के स्क्रिम्स होंगे, वो लोग को भी
Exactly.
समझ में आएगा जो नए आए हैं सीखने के लिए, जो नहीं सेलेक्ट हो रहे हैं, और जो सेलेक्ट हो रहे हैं वो लोग को भी समझेगा कि वो लोग कितने ऑन पार है.
That's very true.
वैसा, इफ इट मेक्स सेंस.
That perfectly makes sense. Or Hacker bhai, I
या
like the idea of two rosters, you know. I think
या
going forward, what ROG can do is कि दो roster बनाए, एक ROG Alpha और एक ROG Academy करके.
या बट द competing clause holds us back in
Yeah.
that sense, no?
Yeah, I know, but I mean, mostly third party events ही करेंगे ना participate. ROG Academy can be more for players who will sort of give maybe give way like get into ROG Alpha अगर players नहीं
या
रहे या players leave कर रहे हो तो ये
there is some things that we have been planning actually.
हाँ
So I cannot reveal it, but we've had conversations in ROG
nice
for next year, especially for Ascension. What are the things that we have to keep in mind if we want to, run this academy program? So we have had thoughts, and we are
nice
in constant discussions. I am hoping that we come to a mutual consensus and figure out what we
nice
want to do for next season.
that's always great to hear guys sorry for you know abruptly पर 2 घंटे से ज्यादा हो गया हैकर भाई I know you have to go
Yes, yes.
guys thank you for tuning in and हैकर भाई जाने के पहले आप कुछ
Yes.
चैट से और नॉर्मली लोगों से और कुछ भी बोलना चाहेंगे प्लीज
So thank you everyone who tuned in, and it was great having me here. I enjoyed thoroughly. We had a lot of meaningful conversations. I hope you guys, जिनके जो जो doubts थे या कुछ थे, then वो clear हो गए रहेंगे. But all in all, I felt that you guys get to know my side of the story, but more importantly, you guys understand now that the mentality that players are in. So next time, if you guys are being mean or toxic towards any team, please do remember the this conversation that we had. Also, yeah, I am a Chelsea fan since 2004. Please don't bully me for that. I have been a Chelsea fan for a
United
very
fan
long
since
time.
2003.
Yeah, so I've been a Chelsea fan for a very long time. I was what 6 years, 7 years old when I was back then, and I was a Chelsea fan. So please
इट्स
don't
ओके
hate me
अभी
for that.
सुशांत के दिन चल रहे हैं, वो आर्सेनल फैन है मतलब.
I have no comments for Arsenal. I mean, this season they are winning, so I'm not going to say anything.
या अभी उसके दिन
All in
चल रहे
all,
हैं.
thank you for having me. Uh, Godspeed. मजा आ गया मेरे को.
यार
And I hope from next time I'm gonna call you Abhishek. यार, I'm not gonna call you
यार
Godspeed
थैंक यू प्लीज
because
see,
I have this habit. I call everyone by first name. As you might have seen, I don't say Sai, I say Simmer.
yeah,
I
I
don't
mean I
say
also prefer calling
yeah.
people by their first names. It adds a
Yeah,
personal touch और अच्छा रहता है मतलब.
absolutely, absolutely. It was nice having this conversation with you, Abhishek. Thank you for having me.
Thank you
With
Hacker
that
bhai
said,
for coming.
I think we'll wrap up this session.
Yeah,
I hope
thanks a lot
you
Hacker
guys
bhai for
had a
coming
good time.
in. And
Yeah,
guys, you can find Hacker bhai ka Twitter link in the description and in the chat right now. You will find everything, every information about ROG Academy, the forms, कब आ रहे हैं, क्या process चल रहा है, everything on his Twitter and his Insta. And also you can follow ROG Academy's Instagram. I'll link that as well. ताकि
yeah,
मतलब अभी जो एंट्रीज आने वाले हैं, जो भी 2-3 दिन में ही सेट की पोस्ट
yeah.
आने वाला है उस चीज का, सो यू आर इन्फॉर्म्ड अबाउट दैट एज वेल guys.
All
We
right.
hope to do these sort of streams more often so that we can show you a more humane side and also a side to Indian coaches that people maybe are unaware of.
Yeah.
थैंक यू हैकर भाई, मैं आपसे बात करता हूँ.
Thank
आई एम
you.
वेरी सॉरी, आपको थोड़ा मैंने एक्चुअली
No, no,
में
it's
अभी
fine. It's
थोड़ा
fine. It's fine.
मैं डिस्कॉर्ड चेक नहीं कर पाऊँ जल्दी जल्दी से, वो
Acha.
मेरी गलती है तो.
I'll take your leave. I'm really
थैंक यू
sorry. I have to
थैंक
leave
यू हैकर
now.
भाई. हाँ,
Yeah. Bye bye.
बाय
Have fun.
गाइस. ट्विटर पे गेस्ट कैम ऑफ, यूआई भी ऑफ करता हूँ. नाउ यू विल बी एबल टू सी दिस, राइट? यस गाइस. गाइस, हम थोड़ी देर बात कर देंगे, 5-10 मिनट. पहली बात तो गो एंड फॉलो हैकर भाई, ठीक है? गो एंड फॉलो हिम प्लीज. हम अभी हैं. टुडे स्ट्रीम वाज ग्रेट. थैंक यू मैन, थैंक यू अंश. एंड नाउ टू अनदर मैटर, ठीक है? यू विल सी गेस द रैंक. गेस द रैंक जो हम वीडियो, जो हम लाइव स्ट्रीम करने वाले हैं नेक्स्ट वीक, उसका कल लास्ट डे है. उसका कल लास्ट डे है. ओके वेट, लेट मी जस्ट स्विच कैमरा. या यस यस, आई एम मेकिंग यूज. 1 डे एक्सटेंडेड, ठीक है? कल लास्ट डे है गेस द रैंक के सबमिशंस का. नहीं तो वॉच पार्टी में तो कैम छोटे ही हो रहे थे. हाँ, ग्रेट स्ट्रीम. थैंक यू गाइस, थैंक यू ऑल एवरीवन हु लव द स्ट्रीम. प्लीज लाइक करो और ये स्ट्रीम खत्म होने के बाद उसके कमेंट्स में लिखना गाइस. ये स्ट्रीम खत्म हो जाए ना, ये स्ट्रीम जब वीडियो में कन्वर्ट हो जाती है तो वहां पे जाके ना इसके कमेंट्स में लिखना, तो वो बहुत अच्छा रहेगा. मेरे को पर्सनली, मेरे को वो थोड़ा वो रहेगा, टच रहेगा.
सहानुभूति.
हाँ, ठीक है? और इसके साथ साथ गाइस याद रखना, रैंक, गेस योर रैंक का लास्ट डे सबमिशन कल है. उसके बाद वो सबमिशंस खत्म हो जाएंगे, फिर क्यूरेट करके हम नेक्स्ट वीक इसकी स्ट्रीम करने वाले. नेक्स्ट वीकेंड वी विल हैव अनदर गेस्ट ऑन C4 सीजन 1, ठीक है? विद द न्यू लाइव टैब. नहीं, लाइव में ही रहेगा तने, दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम. मेरे को चेक करना पड़ेगा हाउ टू कन्वर्ट लाइव से वीडियो में, अगर ऐसा कोई ऑप्शन है तो. बट गाइस, लाइक द स्ट्रीम. 100 लाइक्स करते हैं, ठीक है? 100 लाइक्स पे स्ट्रीम बंद करते हैं. बहुत ही अच्छी स्ट्रीम थी. आई फेल्ट वेरी हैप्पी विद द वे द एंटायर स्ट्रीम वेंट. शायद मैंने थोड़ा ज्यादा टाइम ले लिया हैकर भाई का, दैट इज एंटायरली अपॉन मी. बट हाँ, आई थिंक दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट टू डू विद दीज स्ट्रीम्स. थोड़ा सा ये सब एक्सप्लेन करना, थोड़ा हाईलाइट करना इन चीज़ों को, है ना? धीरे धीरे तो हम थोड़ा ज़्यादा स्मूथ होते रहेंगे। फिलहाल के लिए यू हैव टू मेक डू विथ दिस कर्व्ड वर्जन ऑफ मी। You should help him, brother. Next guest depends on who is coming. Let's see. There are two options, two very good options. I just have to check their availability uh, for the next stream. And ominous brother, Sushant brother, you have to help him, I guess. वीडियो में हुआ कन्वर्ट देखना पड़ेगा गाइस। थैंक यू ऑल फॉर विजिटिंग द स्ट्रीम। प्लीज 100 लाइक्स कर दो। हम 100 लाइक्स पे स्ट्रीम बंद करते हैं। आज बहुत ही मजा आया मेरे को। मैं ऐसी सीरीज करते रहना चाहता हूँ जहाँ पे भी हाईलाइट सच थिंग्स थोड़ा ज़्यादा अच्छा मतलब तरीके से भी इसको करेंगे, पर फॉर्मेट ऐसे ही रहेगा। मेरे को फॉर्मेट कैजुअली रखना है बिकॉज सी हैकर वो सो कंफर्टेबल। मेरे को हैकर भाई और ये सब जितने भी जन आते हैं कंफर्टेबल रखना है। दैट इज माई एम। कंफर्टेबल रहेंगे तो कॉन्वर्सेशन फ्लो होगी, कॉन्वर्सेशन फ्लो होगी तो तुमको भी मजा आएगा। और देखो ये सब जो स्ट्रीम्स रहेंगे ना, इसमें चैट उतना नहीं पढ़ सकता हूँ मैं, बट मैं कोशिश करूंगा बीच बीच में पॉज लेके चैट पढ़ने की। दैट इज समथिंग आई विल इम्प्रूव अपॉन। ओके, एंड नेक्स्ट गेस्ट देखते हैं कौन होगा। फिलहाल फीडबैक दे दो मेरे को। पहली बात तो इसके ऊपर कि तुमको पहला बात तो ओवरले कैसा लगा। दैट ओवरले इज इंस्पायर्ड बाई अ कैसेट टेप। मेरे को बहुत पसंद है। मेरे को वो हमेशा से ऐसा एक थ्रोबैक वाला ओवरले करना था ऐसे सीरीज के लिए, और आई वॉज एबल टू डू इट। थोड़ा सा हम साइज ठीक करेंगे चेहरे का, जो कैमरा साइज है उसका, बट उसके अलावा आई फेल्ट इट वॉज गुड। हाउ डिड यू फील गाइस?
क्वेश्चन ही पूछे थे क्या?
क्वेश्चन सब पूछ
लोगों
लिए।
लोगों ने डाले भी नहीं।
नहीं, उन्होंने लाइव डाले आके, तो
अच्छा, लाइव डाले थे।
लाइव जितने भी क्वेश्चन डाले वो सारे पूछे। लाइव डालते ही जा रहे थे तो वो लाइव ही ज्यादा बेटर हो गया।
ठीक है ना, रियल टाइम इंटरेक्शन होगी।
हाँ। हाउ टू शेयर क्लिप ऑन फॉर्म्स। जयंत वहां पे लिखा हुआ होगा, तो क्लिप बेसिकली अगर ट्विटर में क्लिप तुमने शेयर किया है तो उस वीडियो का लिंक, उस ट्वीट का लिंक, अगर यूट्यूब पे है वो वीडियो तो यूट्यूब का लिंक उस वीडियो का, और अगर ऐसे क्लिप है तो उसको गूगल ड्राइव में डाल के गूगल ड्राइव का लिंक दे दो हमको, उसका फाइल का लिंक दे दो। ठीक है जयंत? ओ थैंक यू फॉर द 40 एक्जी। लेट्स गो गाइस। गाइस 8 लाइक और कर दो गाइस, जल्दी जल्दी कर दो। ओले वाज ग्रेट, जस्ट द टाइटल C4 कलर एंड फॉन्ट चेंज कर लो। ओके, टाइटल
हाँ,
C4 का
उसका
कलर।
वो थोड़ा ना बोल्ड करना पड़ेगा उसको। वो
ओके
काफी फ्लैट सा दिख रहा है।
ओके, C4 का कलर और फॉन्ट चेंज कर लो। ओके, मैं एक काम करूंगा ना, मैं C4 के उधर ना वो CS वाला C4 ही लगा दूंगा।
हाँ, वो ज्यादा सही रहेगा।
लाइक कर दो फिर गॉडस्पीड 100x वर्ल्ड बस। वाह भाई वाह,
भाई
जल्दी जल्दी
सीरियस,
करो
हैप्पी बर्थडे सीरियस।
भाई। हैप्पी बर्थडे भाई। सीरियस खेलेगा क्या? खेलोगे क्या तुम लोग आज? मुझे ड्रैग और अरे भाई एक सेकंड, तेरे पास
कर
पावर
दिया
नहीं
कर
है
दिया
सीरियस?
कर दिया कर दिया कर दिया।
एक सेकंड,
छोटे लोग
सीरियस के पास पावर नहीं? एक बार
हमारे
चेक कर
पास
सीरियस।
और
अब आइए अब आइए अब आइए।
I can't see because I'm already in VC. I think हाँ I think now
अरे
I'm
खुल
in.
गया ना,
हाँ
देखो वो
बस ठीक है,
खुल गया खुल गया।
चलो
ऐसे
आ जाओ
करो
फाइमन। हाँ भाई चलो। लाइक टाइटल्स नीड टू बी हाइलाइटर्स बट इन दिस ओवरले इट वाज वेरी फ्लैट यार, बिकॉज आई वांट द फेसेस टू बी द हाईलाइट। बेसिकली मैं चाहता हूँ कि हम दोनों के जो चेहरे हैं वो हाईलाइट रहे, और कसेट टेप में ना ऊपर वैसे थोड़ा सा ही लिखा रहता है, तो मैं वैसे ही करना चाहता हूँ कुछ। बट ठीक है, आई डेफिनेटली वो C4 का फॉन्ट और वो सब पे मैं ध्यान दूंगा। गाइस 6 लाइक्स कर दो फिर हम खेलने जाते हैं, बिकॉज मैं पूरे स्ट्रीम लाइक्स के बारे में नहीं बोला। अब 100 लाइक्स कर दो, मैं 100 पे ही बंद करूंगा स्ट्रीम। ओ भाई
कैसा रहा? अच्छा अभी अभी स्ट्रीम ऑन है, मैं क्लोज कर
ऑन है,
दिया
मैं
था।
बंद करता हूँ।
हाँ।
गाइस मेरे को भरोसा है तुम 100 कर दोगे, ठीक है? आई ट्रस्ट यू गाइस, इसलिए मैं स्ट्रीम पहले ही बंद करता हूँ. ओके, थैंक यू फॉर ट्यूनिंग इन गाइस. इट्स अ वेरी गुड थिंग दैट यू गाइस हैव कम. और मैं कोशिश करूंगा स्ट्रीम थोड़ी रेगुलर हो, पर ये ऐसे सीरीज में इट्स गुड दैट यू गाइस आर शोइंग सपोर्ट, एंड आई वुड लव कि तुम और सपोर्ट ऐसे ही दिखाते रहो. थैंक्स अ लॉट एंड सी यू वेरी सून विद द गेस योर रैंक वाला स्ट्रीम. 4 more. थैंक यू पार्थ. See you very soon guys with the guess your rank wala stream next week. Okay, great stream. Thank you Arpit, thank you everyone guys. Okay,
ऑल्सो डाल दो, फीचर होने का मौका मिलेगा वीडियो में फिर.
हाँ मतलब फीचर तो हो गई ऑब्वियसली. गेस द रैंक का भी स्ट्रीम है. हाँ, गेस द रैंक का भी स्ट्रीम है. वीडियो आएगा 1 क्वेश्चन गो का, वो डायरेक्ट वीडियो आएगा, उसके लिए रिकॉर्डिंग चालू होगी नेक्स्ट वीक. ठीक है, और देखता हूँ मैं वो वाला.
अरे एक बात बोलनी थी, अभी लाइव हो ना.
हाँ,
एम रूटीन नहीं
मैं
आया अभी
समझ
तक.
गया था, मैं समझ गया था. मैं
हाँ,
वही
एम
बोलने वाला था.
रूटीन.
एम
लेग
रूटीन
शॉट
का भी,
मशीन.
एम
लेग
रूटीन
शॉट
का भी मैं
मशीन.
करूंगा.
मेरे को ऐसे ही याद आ गया अभी.
फोकस ऑन वीडियोस टू भाई. हाँ भाई, वीडियोस पे फोकस होगा ज्यादा. वीडियोस पे फोकस होगा. एम रूटीन वाला वीडियो डालूंगा, 1 क्वेश्चन गो वाला वीडियो डालूंगा, ये सब डालूंगा डेफिनेटली. अब तने तो जल्दी डिस्कॉर्ड आ जा. ठीक है गाइस, थैंक यू फॉर विजिटिंग स्ट्रीम. हम मिलते हैं जल्द ही. लाइक करो, 100 लाइक्स कर दो ताकि हम जल्द ही तुमसे मिले. और याद रखना, स्ट्रीम खत्म हो गया तो इसके कमेंट सेक्शन में प्लीज थोड़ा डालना कुछ. मेरे को दिखना चाहिए कि तुम लोग को पसंद आई कि नहीं आई. फीडबैक लाइव तो डाल रहे हो, पर कमेंट में डालोगे तो वो हमेशा का ही रहेगा, तो मैं वापस आके देख सकता हूँ कि क्या फीडबैक डाला है. ठीक है, थैंक यू गाइस, सी यू.
बाय बिचेस.